And we are in the building. Let me switch this over so that people can hold on one second. Check the YouTube for me. See if the chat thing is good. What up, everybody? I see y'all coming in. Y'all know the routine. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you already haven't. It looked like it's good. Y'all good on the comments? Oh, yeah. Yep. Good to go. So y'all know the routine. Go ahead and drop a like. Make sure that you subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We got some good news coming up for y'all in the future. What's good, Frosty? See you in the building.
Yes, sir. How's everything going?
Everything is great, man. One hell of a week.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what days it is, just a week after a week after a week. It's the only
That's
thing
it.
that I know that it's a new week is the podcast.
Yep. Me too.
Damn, it's Sunday again already. Shit, it's like I just never stop working, man. Never stop.
Yeah.
Progress.
That's it, day by day. What up, everybody in the chat? Shout out to the moderators in the building. Yeah, I want to rock out for a second, give everybody a chance to come in, or should we get right to it?
Go ahead and give them a chance real quick. We finish filling this res up. I don't be making too much noise.
Okay. You could just mute your thing and no one will hear it anyway.
Oh yeah, but I'm not by the phone. You know, I got the
Bluetooth
phone. So
yep. You hands free right now.
yeah, I'm about to be in here right now working, man. I gotta work right now. I gotta change these lights out, put another light up. How many people we got in there?
9 so far. Give everybody a chance to go ahead and share it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
And I gotta do that too. I forgot.
Yep. Y'all go ahead and share this over to Instagram, share it over to your people, get everything started.
I stay on the go, got my whole family dependent on me, so I can't even fold. I stay on the go, got me some knowledge, I feel like I found me a part of that gold. I stay on the go, gotta go get it in fast, that's the one thing that I know. I stay on the go, not trying to live in the past, that's why I'm switching the flow. I stay on the more dreams, I wanted more things, I want a whole lot from the gate. Don't want no codeine, don't want to soul me, I want a whole kitchen, not a cake. Trying to do 4 things to build more kings, I ain't never trying to take a break. So many more things I want to go see, so my family never gotta wait. You want accounts, I want to own a bank, really they want to be me, but they can't. Learn about my life and they probably a faint. Crumble too quick when they get in the pain. They want the cars and watches, they be unconscious, still trying to prove to the fakes. Bitch, I'm a monster, sit home, I'm loading my Glock up, make sure my family's safe. So many people depending on me, I just can't throw it away like it's nothing. You trying to level up, follow with me, I get you lit at the push of a button. I ain't gonna tell you to say you no dreams, tell you to do anything, I done it. Ain't about to tell you to get off the streets if I don't got a way to still get to that money. I stay on the go, got my whole family dependent on me, so I can't even fold. I stay on the go, got me some knowledge, I feel like I found me a part of that gold. I stay on the go, gotta go get it in fast, that's the one thing that I know. I stay on the go, not trying to live in the past, that's why I'm switching the flow. I stay on the go.
Y'all make sure that y'all stay on the go.
Yeah. On the go. For sure.
Yep. Full steam ahead. That's how we are this year. Full steam ahead.
Oh yeah, it ain't no stopping, man. There's too many opportunities out there right now. We gotta
and too much motivation.
Yeah, it's a lot of that out there right now. It's like a lot. It's like the devil be working hard to distract you, but it's so much motivation. It's like all the motivation is overpowering that shit.
Yes, the second that I get distracted,
really
somebody doing great pops right up afterwards, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, back on task.
Especially if it's somebody you fuck with, like you can reach out and holla at, and you see them getting busy, and it's like, man, ain't no stopping me.
Yo, tell you the truth, man. That's been you and low-key grow for the most of us. That's the message that I get the most, is that you and low-key grow really inspired like most of the black growing community. Like you are our go-to. We never seen nobody on your scale prior to y'all on YouTube.
Man, it was crazy because when I first started, I didn't have nothing to do. I was just bored. And I just like sat down and just started the channel, and then shit like it just started hitting. You know what I mean? Like 100 subscribers came pretty quick, then another 100. I'm like, oh shit,
I couldn't
motherfuckers!
believe it.
And everybody was saying like, man, it ain't no black growers on YouTube. It ain't no black growers, and I'm like, shit, maybe I just hit something. You know what I mean?
I can't think of one. I can't think of one before you. You were the first one that I seen, and then I seen Low Key Grow afterwards, then GMX, and that's still it.
Yeah, man.
I can't think of nobody outside of those three.
Most people is in like states and shit, and they kind of just terrified, man.
Yeah, they still low key.
As they should be. As they should be. You know, you should be. If you're in those states, you gotta be cool, man.
Yeah, because some of these states' laws is crazy. You could do
For
a
real?
shitload of time still, even though 30 minutes away from you, you might be in another state that's perfectly legal, a 30-minute drive away. And
Across a
it's
little line.
super, yeah, it's super illegal where you're at, though. If you in like Oklahoma, well, Oklahoma's legal now, but if you in like that area where it's not legal, oh man, like the Bible Belt, oh shit, forget about it.
Man, the Bible Belt.
Yeah, that whole down south region of the Bible Belt is crazy. As much as I like the weather and everything, I would never live there. Would you say?
Never. No, can't do it.
Yeah, no, I
do
can
it.
never. Nope, because I
I
know
can't
I'm
even
still
see
gonna
myself
grow.
leaving California, really.
I wouldn't either. Only reason that I couldn't see myself doing it. For years, I thought I considered moving to California.
I've been thinking about yeah, you would love it out here, man.
Yeah, I thought about it so many times, but I didn't want to move into somebody else's market. And it's a huge, massive.
I feel you on that.
There. Yeah. If you got the market where you're at and the laws aren't too bad, like possession is a felony where I'm at, but cultivation is a misdemeanor on any level. There's no limit to cultivation. Just cultivation in general is a misdemeanor, but possession is the felony.
Yeah, that's how backwards. That's like one of those laws that's just made for the other for other people.
Bingo.
You know what I mean?
Bingo, because
most
they
of the
knew
possession is going to be in Black and brown communities.
There we go.
And
the growers are in the outskirts,
producing the shit, just like in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, just like in
and
the
that's
fucking
exactly
world,
how
man.
it was. So we assuming that the people on like the outskirts up in like the mountains, that they got some kind of ties with the police. That's what we thought. That's what we thought our whole life. And then come to find out, no, they're risking less of a charge than we are, because right after they crop out, we take the whole crop. And then when we get caught, it's a felony. But even if they got caught with the whole crop, the whole field, it's still just a misdemeanor, punishable by a fine or up to a year in county jail. Yep. So I caught on so late. I'm so mad that I caught on the growing so late. I never thought that I'm not going to say it's easy, but I thought it was way more difficult than it was
to get it done.
Just to grow in general. I thought it was way more difficult, because they always told me about you got to add chemicals and all of the grower myths. You got to be able to do this and you got to put banana peels in it to make it taste like this. And you hear these rumors and you like, man, that's just way too difficult. And then come to find out it's all a lie. The
rumors deter you so much, man.
Yes.
It's just so many lies. Like,
I feel like they do it on purpose.
One person, and then that person just goes and runs with it and says all kind of other crazy shit. And then by the time it gets to you, it's like it just deterred you from even trying it.
Yes. And then come to find out, I think they're doing it on purpose. I think they're doing it so people don't understand that it's a little easier than you think it is. So you want to try it. Like I never knew there was an organic method where you could just go buy a bag of soil from the hydro store, and most of it is loaded with more than enough nutrients to fire it up. Like you could start
so far.
Yeah, you can start off with some happy frog, and then once your root system is good enough, move into some ocean forest and pretty much give water the whole round. No one ever told me anything like that. I was assuming you're gonna need 30 different chemicals, and you got to know chemistry, and you got so as soon as we heard chemistry, it was over. We didn't even want to deal with chemistry in class, let alone do we want to deal with it when it comes to growing. We'll just buy it. And then as soon as I grew my first plant, I fell in love with every single plant afterwards. I didn't even become
go ahead.
I didn't even become a holistic healer until after I learned how to grow cannabis. And once I seen the medicinal properties of cannabis, I'm like, what other plants have like amazing medicinal benefits? And that led me into where I'm at now.
That's dope. That's dope.
I'd have never thought about it.
That's actually how it's supposed to work. You know what I mean? You get into something out of something else, and then a necessity just like, wow, you could do this and do that. And then you start learning more about it. And it's like, it just never stops.
Yes.
It sets you on your path of knowledge.
It does.
This is like the forbidden fruit.
Yes. Yes. Because then once you learn about this, you start to take your food a little bit more serious. Once you start to take your food a little more serious, you start to learn about a whole bunch of other stuff that has nothing to do with your health. It just opens your mind up to want to learn more about everything afterwards, because you want to learn more about growing. So once you want to learn more about that, you want to learn about everything. Learning just becomes a hobby. Like when people sit down and eat and they want to watch a movie, I sit down and eat and watch something educational. I'm like addicted to learning at this point.
I am too, and it sucks to me being around people you love and they don't know the basics of just getting on YouTube. It's like, yeah, man, I swear, man, the shit I be having to deal with, and people ask me questions, so I'm like, did you Google it yet?
Google, like, motherfucker, no. Google.
They're like, no, and I'm like, so why do you keep fucking with me about this shit? I don't care. Like, it's just, it's annoying sometimes.
Oh my God!
Really
Instead
annoying.
of asking me a question, ask your phone a question. You got your face in your phone. You got your face in your phone for 90% of the day. Why not ask the phone a question?
I always think that it's better to find out some information you're interested in and then come to the person with the information you learned, and then you can have a conversation about it.
Yes.
That'd be so much better, because you'll pick up on points that you researched that maybe that person didn't, and vice versa. And then y'all can have a real talk about it, instead of me just asking you, hey, why you do that? Oh, okay. Hey, why you do that? Oh, okay. Now you get on my nerves. You know what I mean? Now you get on my nerves. Yes. So it's like, find out, come to me and be like, oh shit, you learned some shit? Okay, I like you a little more now.
Yeah,
you know
now I can add on.
That, yeah,
now I can add on to your thoughts, because you actually have a thought instead of a question. So now it's like, hey, I was thinking about doing this because I know that this, and this. And you're like, oh, okay. At least you went and looked some information up first. Now all I got to do is add on to what you learned so far. And instead of starting you from square one, you want me to baby step you through everything. No one baby stepped us through nothing. We had to trial and error this shit out.
Yep.
I know I did. I started with the bag seeds and thought I was the worst grower ever. Come to find out the genetics was just trash. Got my first clones. It got a little bit better. Then I got some real clones and became a better grower. And then life changed right afterwards.
And that's how it should be. Like, even if you get taught by somebody, take that knowledge and then do some more research and improve on that knowledge. And then you can stand on your own too as a better person.
Bingo. Because back when I first started, there was nobody that you can ask about anything. You couldn't ask nobody nothing about nothing.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, not in my area. If there were growers, they weren't good growers, and they were giving you the same hippie myths that everyone else on the internet was getting at the time. Like they didn't know much.
They didn't know.
They knew how to get it done, but they didn't know how to do it. They could get a plant to the finish line, but it wasn't going to be good afterwards.
Yep, so you guys gonna have to excuse me a little bit, because I'm trying to fucking. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm never using these lights again in my life.
What lights?
These HPS bullshit with these ballasts and shit. I'm not dealing with none of this shit ever again, man.
Oh, it's so annoying after moving to LEDs.
Bro, a ballast goes out and you're fucked.
Yeah,
and it's
done.
And then it acts stupid. It comes on, like, sometimes I'll come in late at night and it'll be on. Then a light will be on. But then when it's supposed to come on, it's not on. It's like, what the fuck, man?
And so then come to find out it's a ballast.
It's the fucking ballast, man. So I gotta get all this shit out of here.
Yep, but
well, not all of it, but yeah, I just gotta damn. And then you're forcing yourself to work over plants, dropping heavy ass cords on top of them.
Yes, beat on broke a branch or something. It's a major headache. Major headache.
I almost did right now.
Like, luckily, you tall enough to not have to deal with it. But for us short people, man,
I'm still dealing with this shit. I'm still on top of a chair right now and drop the
it's still
damn cord.
it's still a little easier for you because you ain't 5'7". Like,
Yeah, a little bit easier.
yeah, definite. So today we're gonna talk about. I see I made a typo in it. My keyboard be getting stuck all the time. That's what I get for trimming and trying to type at the same time. For setting up for the outdoor, because you know outdoor season is right around the corner. Daisy Forest, what's good with you, man? Welcome. So yeah, it's getting around that season where we're getting ready to start setting up for the outdoors. So we're gonna talk about different methods you could go by to set up for outdoors. And I think at this point, I don't even know if you want to do full on outdoors no more, because the depths are going to kill you. Depending on where you are, because some places still don't know the difference between indoor, outdoor, light depth. They just know cannabis. They don't exactly know the difference between the three. I know in California that sounds absurd. That sounds unheard of, that you can't tell a difference between the three. But in some places, they just get weed. They don't exactly know what indoor, outdoor depths. They don't know the difference.
In our community, like me, you, and the people that fuck with us, that we fuck with, we are not going to run outdoor. It's just not happening. It's not happening. We're on a quality thing right now, but it's always a place for outdoor, because outdoor is still good weed if you're growing it right.
Yes.
If you got the proper measurements, like the proper your IPM got to be on point, because I swear when that summer heat come, the bugs, man, they start. They really kick it up a notch, man.
Are they that bad in California?
Yes, terrible.
We don't really have no bugs. We don't really have no bugs on the East Coast that we got to deal with.
Let me ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
if you were a bug, where would you like to be? Where it's freezing? Where it's cold a lot? Where it's raining? Or would you like to be in sunny California with all the fucking humans?
Sunny California. Yeah,
you know what I mean. With all the fucked up trash making humans. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I would much rather be in California, for sure.
Yeah. So that's where they at, man. They out here crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
We done went through phases of mites that you never seen before, new aphids that you never seen.
Yeah.
Called cannabis aphids. Like, what the fuck you mean, a cannabis aphid now?
And then broad mites that strictly attack hemp plants. Like, so there's a mite that's strictly for cannabis. That something about that don't even sound right.
Yeah. It's crazy. I did a YouTube video a long time ago about corporate cannabis takeover. I think that was the title. And I was talking about how everything's legit now and what the measures that they'll go through to get the little guys out the way.
Oh,
and that was one of my things, these mites, man, because I sprayed some shit that are normally kill mites, and I sprayed it, and they just walked straight through it. They were there the next day. They didn't give a fuck about that spray. And this was poison back then. I'm talking about, I'm using some shit. They didn't give a fuck about it. And that was just so weird to see, man. Like, what?
Eagle 20. What's going on? And they just walk right through it like it's nothing. Like you just hit them with some water or something. Like it was rain.
Nothing. It was crazy, man.
And that's all bad. That
was at I think that was what, 16 was the first year, so it must have been 16 or 17.
Yeah. When I first started seeing those broad mites pop up, I'm like, what the hell? And over here, we still don't have that issue, but I don't think growing is big enough where I'm at that it would even be worth it. But when I seen broad mites literally erasing people's outdoor grows, I'm like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
It was literally getting rid of people's whole grows. Like people lost a whole field to broad mites. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Since I got a little light outside, I'll go ahead and show you guys something.
Sneak preview.
So now this is what I've been talking about. How I got everything.
Oh man, it is beautiful.
You see how it's dug up though? I don't want to talk too loud over here, but you see I went down about 2-3 feet. And then what I'm going to do is, I'll show you guys later. I'll make a video for that. But
okay.
Yeah, so I got 3 of them.
Man, 1, 2, 3 going down.
It's cool.
Oh, I'm definitely slightly.
And it's not that big. See, these aren't big. These are 20 by 30s. Perfect. But I did 3 different ones because I want I don't know. I just want more control. It's better to control something like this than a huge room. Because if I did all this whole expansion, it would have been a little more difficult to get the tarp over,
Mm-hmm.
to do your maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
just to do a lot of things. So this way I could just flip the tarp over, probably do it by myself if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to come put wood chips all through here because this mud is, nobody wants mud.
No, hell
And
no.
see, now look, I'm glad I put it all up. So now I can see where the rain, where it's coming. You see my spots.
Yes. Yep.
I can see what's going on. So that's why I wanted to put the plastic on right before the rain, so I could see
What
all
do you
my
think
down
about
spots.
what do you think about sand in those areas?
Um, Sand could work.
Do you think sand will be a little cheaper than wood chips?
Wood chips will cost me about 25 a load, and each load probably 2 loads per greenhouse,
Mm-hmm.
maybe three. I don't know. I think it's worth spending like 600-700 for it.
Definite.
I think it'd be worth it, and just do all
And
this
once
shit.
and then once it's in a greenhouse, you never gotta switch out the wood chips again because they're not deteriorating the same way they would if they was exposed to just straight outdoor.
Exactly.
So they'll last a lot longer. Just don't get
Yeah.
colored. Just don't get no colored wood chips.
No, it's straight. It's all organic wood. It's all organic wood chipped up. We got a place up here. That's all they have is the organic wood chips. So I just want to put it all back here. It's just all around, man. Keep it all nice and clean. Because mud is no joke, man. You don't need that. Even though it's coming into the hotter season, I'm not gonna have to worry about it. But even when it starts raining into the winter,
Mm-hmm.
over time, the wood chips will just kind of sink into the ground and create like a nice walkway. You know,
It'll
just a
also
perfect.
build. It'll also build the soil underneath those wood chips because the mycelium will get a chance to really connect underneath there. And soon you won't need pots. You'll be able to go directly into your ground if you wood chip it first. You just
And
got to
that'd
be
be cool
careful
too.
because sometimes wood chips will leach nitrogen out of your soil. If
Okay.
if if it gets tilled in, if it's just sitting on top, it's fine. If it winds up getting like tilled in and mixed in, then it'll start to leach nitrogen out of your soil.
Yeah, I definitely want to do beds next year.
But you got to think if you're getting any runoff on them pots underneath those wood chips after you done with a round or two in there, it's gonna be amazing dirt underneath that. Amazing.
That's why I want to do it. It's helping my dirt out. It's
Yeah.
helping everything out. So then when I come later, or whoever gets the property after me, if I rent it or somebody, they
Mhm.
can come and go straight in the dirt and be fucking juiced.
Yeah.
Could have a whole life under there.
I was shocked because I went directly into my dirt and it was a little sandy and it wasn't the best dirt in the world. And it grew the biggest plant. Like all the other plants were in no-till beds and they were gorgeous. And then
They
the
love
one
the
that was
sandy
inside the
stuff.
ground did better.
They love that sandy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put wood chips all right here too, everywhere. It's just wood it up.
Everywhere, just to make life
Keep it
easier.
nice and
So,
clean.
yep. So even on days when it rained, you could get through there and don't gotta have your rain boots on.
And these big doors right here. So what I'm gonna do is make a door, and I'll go 4 feet up with the plastic and then 4 feet up of screen. It'll be a screen right there, but it's going to be a plastic over it. But I can roll up the
Mm,
plastic and open up the screen. I mean,
mm.
roll up the plastic so the screen can have airflow throughout both sides.
Oh,
It's
that's
going to be
gonna be
dope.
gorgeous. That's
Yeah.
gonna be gorgeous.
By April 1st, all that'll be done, and it's going to be nice, man. So then I could monitor, like I could have control of my humidities. You know what I mean?
Because that's the biggest problem with greenhouses is the humidity, right?
Heat and the humidity. Yeah, because I mean, in the springtime, when it's spring and summer, the humidity ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be an issue. But the heat, it gets hot as hell. But some days it could be cold, and if it's cold, I don't want to have I don't want those doors to be wide open of screen, and I can't change it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, so I want the option to like close them up, keep it hotter that day. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
you'll see more. I'm gonna do a more detailed video when I start doing it. But that's
Yeah, we
pretty
got
much
the
it, man.
we got the sneak preview.
Yep.
Yeah, greenhouses I think is the way. Now again, in some area, like in my area, no one knew last year that any of that came from outdoor. Not one soul was able to be like, was this outdoor? Like now, if I was in Cali, they would have known it right away. But
That's not true. I sold my greenhouse for so I don't like saying that, but shit.
It is what it is.
They paid indoor price for it.
See, but
I didn't tell them they seen it, they wanted it, and that's what they paid for it.
I ain't gonna lie.
The price on there, and they paid 22, and that was the second greenhouse. That was in the middle of summer, like August.
Yeah, but your greenhouse came out different though.
But see, that's what I'm saying. If it comes out like that, it's just gonna move. Nobody gives a fuck.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about where it come from, how was it grown. They see it, they want it, they buy it. It's that simple.
Yep. And that's how they are in my area. If they see it, they want it, they buy it. They don't exactly care. They don't know the difference really. There's very few people who actually go out to Cali every now and then and meet up with people, talk to people. They know the difference, but the average person has no idea. Indoor, outdoor, light depth. They have no idea. They don't. If you told them depths, they wouldn't even know what the hell you was talking about.
Yeah, they'd be like, "What you talking about? What's that mean?"
Yeah. Is it good? That's all they care about. Is it good? Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Sun, boy.
Yeah, and remember where I'm at, it's 90% winter or 90% cold. There's like a 10% warm, and then right afterwards it goes right back to being fucking freezing. So there's not a huge outdoor culture even here.
That's why you don't gotta worry about bugs like that. You see what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, bugs wants to be in a state of hibernation because that's what they want to do most of the time. They be chilling out.
Yep.
They're not gonna be active. Just like when it's cold, you don't do too much. You chill out on the couch with your comforter and your little soup. You know what I mean? You ain't trying to do too much.
Yep.
It's movie night every night. You know
every night, all winter long. People gain weight all winter long, and then summertime they go out and try to lose it and sweat it off.
Yep. Start the cycle back.
Do you use PGRs? If you want to count kelp as a PGR, there's so many things that are PGRs. Okay,
let's talk about PGR that people don't understand what PGR is.
Exactly.
Because you'll tell it better than I can, but when I looked at PGR just means plant growth regulator.
That's it.
So you could use natural products that's good for you to regulate the plant's growth. Just like people talking about silica power size so much. Use this amount of much to slow the growth down. That's a plant growth regulator.
Exactly.
You see, it's not all PGRs are harmful.
No. There's chemical PGRs that's like what are some of the like toxic ones that people used to use to make like their buds bigger?
Buds, what's it fucking called? Incredible Hulk. It was like
Incredible Bulk. I think it's Incredible Bulk.
What else was it? It was what's the famous one?
Rock Resonator.
Well, that's a okay one, but that's also a PGR too. But that's fine. But it was damn.
There was another one that everyone was using.
Phospholode.
There we go.
Yeah, that was the one everybody was all in talking about. Oh, this ain't good for you. All that shit. But.
Yes. But then you got stuff like alfalfa meal. That's a plant growth regulator. That will make your buds bigger. You got kelp. That's a plant growth regulator. It'll definitely make your buds a little bit more dense. Alfalfa meal, kelp, blood meal. Blood meal is another plant growth regulator. It'll definitely make your buds bigger. Feather meal. Crab meal. Most of the meals are plant growth regulators. That's what they're used for. That's the reason that ocean forest is such a hot soil, because it's full of blood meal, feather meal, bone meal. It's full of all of that.
Fucking fighting with this shit.
Yeah.
I want to say something, but just let me get this.
Oh shit. I accidentally muted you. You gotta unmute yourself.
All right, you can hear me?
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, these fucking fighting over here with these big ass hoods. Next year, I'm telling you, man, LED is the way to go. If you ain't
all the way,
you tripping, man.
It's such a cleaner setup. Everything
about it is just clean and nice. And it just turns on. It's no problems, man. You
Nope.
don't have to wait for shit to turn all the way on and set
Nope.
up and warm up. You could unplug it, plug it, unplug it, plug it, unplug it. This shit ain't gonna do nothing.
Compared to a
just work.
HPS, you unplug a HPS, you got to give it a little minute before you could plug it back in and it comes on.
Bro, we've been talking all this time. My light still ain't came on.
Oh, so yeah, you got to wait.
So now I don't even know if this one is gonna fucking It's just a headache, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't miss that.
Yeah, this is a headache.
Yes.
Yep.
But when you guys are setting up out of your outdoor, there's a few things you want to keep in mind. Do you want to waste nutrients out there? Is it worth the nutrients out there? So are you directly outdoor or in a greenhouse? Is it worth any nutrients? Is it worth going organic? How tall can you grow your plants? That's another thing. I think it's better to grow shorter plants, more of them, than to grow big, gigantic 8-foot plants outdoor. Unless you got it like Mendo Dope, where you on the side of a mountain getting sunlight all day long, then go for it, because it's going to stack top to bottom. So you're good with a big ass plant. In other places, it is not your best idea to grow a big ass plant. You don't even want to grow strains that grow like that, because they won't even finish in certain areas.
Yeah. That part is hard, because the outdoor is all it's all on where you're at.
Yep.
Like you gotta know your environment, because if it's hella dry out there, you'll be fine. You'll just be spending hella money on water, but
yep,
at least you'll be okay. You don't have to worry about bud rot and shit like that. But see,
yep,
when you're up in the mountains or something where it gets all that late night fog and the dew, all that type of stuff, that's all going to affect you.
Oh yeah. I heard some places every morning, you damn near can't even see in certain places because that fog comes through, and it's crazy.
Those are my favorite places, though.
I love the fog.
They're majestic, man. It's so beautiful.
Yes,
it's so beautiful.
That's the best time to take a walk and smoke if you can keep the blunt lit.
Yeah, not the best place to grow though.
No, hell no. You risking so much mold and mildew. I'm glad it's just dry year round where I'm at. It's just it's always dry. Like it's never enough moisture. There's never enough anything. You always need a little bit of moisture.
Yeah.
Yep. You water and it lasts for a day, and then you gotta water again. That's the best to me though. But in the beds just make life easy, because it'll rain one day and you ain't gotta water again for I don't know how long.
Yeah, see, that's dope. The beds are dope. I give it to you. I give that to you, man. The beds that's gonna be the best thing, man. When I switch to that, I'm really not gonna have to worry too much.
And then if you build like troughs on the side of your like greenhouses that capture the water and just send it right into your beds, oh man, forget about it.
Wow.
No one ever thinks about that. Just capture the water and direct it directly into your beds. You won't have to water again.
That light
forever.
Just came on?
Yep, that was a scorpion, right?
Yep. See how quick that shit happened?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. And look how bright that shit is, man. It's like it's a whole different world, man.
It's a whole different world.
It's like 10 times better than HPS. I don't care what nobody's saying, man. It's better.
Yeah, definitely.
It's better for all those points that you got a bright ass lights. You got hella photons shooting, and you got the ease of use, just fast. Snap.
It's
Snap your
so
fingers,
bright.
it's on.
It's so bright that it's ridiculous. The 240, when I first plugged the DIY 240 in from HLG, it changed my whole mind about everything. As soon as I plugged it in, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I never seen nothing like that. Like it
never.
You can't.
And you can't see it
like
on
that.
a fucking film. You can't see it on video. You can't understand it.
I tried to make a video about it and I turned it on, and at first it flashed and then it just showed like a regular light. And I'm like, man, I can't even look at what you guys are looking at right now. I have no idea what you're even seeing on the camera right now. That's how bright it was.
It does no justice on the camera, man.
Nah, hell no.
Because you could dim it down, dim it up. You can't really tell.
Now, somebody said, is that your best light? I like HLG. I love the HLG lights. I love the company. I think they're for the people. But who knows? You got to find a light that works for you. I'm not going to say like the Gavita Pro doesn't work. I'm not going to say
they're all comparable now.
they're
You're
all
not going to
comparable.
really see
They
too
caught
much
up.
of a difference now. You know what I mean? You're not going to see too much of a difference. I would
Yep.
say like, because I've seen people pull massive yields into the blurper lights.
Yep.
You know, so this just looks better for your eye. You know what I mean? If you want to come in your room and see the natural look of the plant, you're going to want to go with the full spectrum LED. You're going to see everything.
Yep.
But if that's not your thing, you can do like LED is just better. It's just better, man.
Yeah,
Let me
everything
see how
about
it
it.
look. Oh, y'all couldn't really tell the difference, I don't think. But
We could definitely see
way
it's
better.
brighter in the back now.
Yeah, way better, man. It's just so much better. It's putting this blue metal highlight to shame.
Yep. Somebody said they're
Putting that shit to
reporting.
shame.
Somebody said they're reporting 2.5 units out of the HLG 550s and 650s. It's definitely possible.
Hell yeah, it's possible.
It's definitely possible. Dial your room in, but also factor in how many lights the people who are saying this have. Most of these people aren't one light and a 4x4, 2.5 units. Now I'm saying they're 8-10 lights in a room, 4 lights in a room, and then on average this is what they're getting. But it's shared light, so you got to remember they're getting light from the 550 next to it, the 550 behind it, the 550 on the other side of it. All of that adds up. So it's not like they're just, hey, I got this 4x4 with a 550 or a 650 in it and I got 2.5 every single round. You also probably won't get the same yield every single round depending on if you run in different strains or not.
You're not
Yeah.
going to get the same yield every time unless it's the same strain every single time.
And you monocropping it the same way. They're the same size, same health, same everything. So I don't want y'all going into this thinking, hey, I'm just going to go buy this light and all of a sudden my yield's going to jump to 2.5 a light. Like, no. There's some other factors that play into this.
It's a lot more that goes into it.
It's a lot of
training. Like I noticed in my room, I could see a wave pattern going down the tables. Like it's up and down, up and down, up and down the length of the table. And the HLG isn't giving that even spread. So that's going to be a problem in the future.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if we touched on this last time, we might have, but see with this light, with two of those going in the same direction, it's no dark spots. It's no gap. You see what I mean?
And that's what's best about the bar style lights.
Yeah, the bar style lights are going to kick ass because it's just no gaps nowhere. You're not going to have to worry about nothing. Now look how much that's lighting up. And then look at the metal highlight.
It's no comparison. It's
crazy. That's taking up the whole side. That's 10 feet, bro. That's 10
feet, 10 feet up?
No, that's 8 feet, but it's 10 feet this way. You know what I'm saying? It'll take care of all those little babies that's over there. It'll take care of all that.
You could see it shining on the side that got the metal highlight.
Yep. Look, you see it? Shining.
Yeah. Bright.
Man, I need some money.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, and at half the wattage. Man. And at almost half the wattage, it's ridiculous. Because at super lumen mode on the Gavitas, it runs almost 1,200 watts.
Yeah, 1150.
It says 1150, but if you plug it into like a watt meter, it's closer to 1,200.
Yeah.
On super lumen.
On super lumen. And one socket for that same amount that you spend or that you're doing on the Gavita.
Yep. I think the Gavita LED is a nice one too. A lot of bars on it. You'll be able to cover a full canopy with that one. That's a
5x5. That's a big one.
All day. And I heard it's not that heavy either.
It looks pretty light. It looks like it's made with some good alloy, you know.
Yeah, nice and sleek. Yeah, very clean setup. I like the new
design that Green Jeans has now. He got the foldable housing now.
Oh man, he done stepped it up.
Yeah, and I was thinking about grabbing those, but then you know what still deterred me? It's an $800 price, not factoring in shipping. So you know he tried to tell you like you're saving so much money, $790, but you got to factor in shipping for all these different places that you got to order from. You got to order drivers. You got to order stuff from Amazon. If you don't have Prime, they're going to charge you shipping. And you know what I mean? You got to it's different Shit, so that's going to add up to about 900, and you still got to go take your ass home and build it.
Yep.
I
And
told
time
him,
costs
like,
money. I don't care what nobody say.
why don't you just fix them up and have them ready to go?
That's what I'm saying. Just build
Like,
them, make a box, and ship them.
He's like, I don't think I'm ever gonna do that. I'm like, yeah, man. Well, you lost my money. I know you don't care about my little money, but it's like,
No.
I want your lights, but I'm not about to hook up 8 of them. I'm good.
That's a fact. I'm not about to sit there and fuck my fingers up building eight of those. When you can build it faster than I can, because you already know how it goes. You're used to this. Put them in a box, build it, put them in a box, and ship them out that way.
Yeah, charge me $1,000 even.
There we go.
You made the money. You made some money now. You know what I'm saying? So
you made some money at 900.
Exactly.
Yeah, no one's doing anything for free. And I want you to make your money. I don't have no issue with you making your money, but if it's gonna cost me time, which is money, then I would rather just buy from a company that already got it put together. I would rather spend the extra 200 to just go ahead and get the Gavita
and plug that bitch up, man.
Because it's the same light, it already comes built, and I could just plug and play. And that's what most of us want to do. Most of us are not DIY guys. Most of us don't know electrical. Most of us don't know any of this. So we just want a light that we could plug in, hang, and it starts working.
The thing about the one bar, like the one strip style he has with that one strip down each board, is that it's great because it does one thing. It allows your room to get the right amount of heat. It's not going to be cool to the touch. It's not going to be so cool you need a heater. It's not going to be like that. And in a grow room, you want some heat. You don't want it to just be cool, fucking cool. Like, that sounds good, but it don't sound good to me, ever. It never did. I want heat. The plant wants some heat. So to get that heat, he put that one strip down the middle. So now it's less diodes that's sharing all those watts coming out the driver. So it's making it hotter. You see what I mean? It makes the room hotter. It works. That it's a great fucking light. It really is. It really is, man. It's a great light. Because all these other bar styles I see, they got so many diodes. That light is going to be way too cool.
Way too cool.
It's just going to be too cool, man. And I don't want nothing that's that cool.
And my Raymatics is like that. The Raymatics, I believe, is 2 strips per bar. There's 4 bars. But literally, the plant can grow directly into the light with no bleaching. There's no heat coming from it whatsoever. So if I had a room full of those, they literally produce almost no heat.
Yeah, and it's like, think about the plant. The plant blossoms, seeds out and starts growing in the springtime and grows through the summer, the hottest time of the year. So what sense does it make to have a light that gives no heat? Like, I don't know. That just don't make sense to me. I need my light to give me heat.
Exactly. Especially under LEDs where you need a little bit more heat than you would with an HPS.
Yep. So most likely it's going to be 8 of those in the room. You know what I mean? Yep. It's going to be 2 over each table, probably at that same height, and full blast.
2 of the Scorpions, you mean?
Yep. That's what this one is, Scorpion.
Yeah, I'm moving in the exact same way. The Diablo, yes.
I don't think I need a Diablo. I don't think I need that much.
Nah.
I think this would be perfect, man.
The Diablos is like Gavitas on steroids.
Yeah, that's like for 10, 12-foot ceilings, but that's for
major facilities.
They did say if you have it, you can get it close to the canopy, but you're still gonna have to turn it down. And I don't really want to turn nothing down. I want that shit to be given the most it can. Let the plants get all that shit.
Yo, Frosty, quick question real quick. Somebody said they run their room at 90, but the leaf temp is 83. Do you think that's good?
That's great. I don't see how that's possible, but I guess that's how it works.
He must have fans in between where the lights and where the canopy is. That's
that works.
Some of that heat, yeah.
But see, what happened to when they said the best temperature for cannabis was between 75 and 78?
I never believed that, because anytime I ran it then, the plants never did as good as they did like around 82, 83, even in Gavitas. Like, you come in at 83, 84, they're praying heavy. They're happy as shit. And then as soon as you start hitting like that 75 range, they just don't look as happy. I don't care what nobody says. They don't look as happy.
They just look like they just crawling to the finish line. And when it's hot in there and it's just, man, oh my God, you should see the big room right now, bro. I wish you stayed closer. I wish we stayed by each other, but we probably just have one big warehouse together. Because
we definitely would.
I swear, man. Because this shit, like when I open that fucking door, the terps and smell coming in, you gotta think like, oh my God, this just smells so fucking good.
Bro, I'll be ready to take a trip just to visit your garden.
Good, man.
I'll be ready to take a trip just to visit it, man. Like, I remember when Grandmaster Level hit me and was like, hey, bro, one day I got to get you out here. And I'm like, I'm a felon, man. I can't get out to where you are.
That sucks.
Oh, it's terrible, man. But for business purposes, sometimes they'll still let you in.
Okay.
It just got to be for the right business.
That's kind of crazy that they do that though. Like you don't get no, I was young type shit or nothing. It's like, nope.
Yeah, and I caught my felony when I was 17. I was like 17 when I caught my felony, and I haven't been in trouble since. But they gonna hold that against you.
Yep, that's man. Fuck it. I don't want to get down that path, but
yeah. It's terrible, man. It's terrible.
It is what it is, man. It's all good. But yeah. Yep. We always get off track here, so bear with us.
Yep. Back to the.
I hate staying on track.
Me too, because topics are going to lead you a little bit everywhere. So it's best to. This is why this is the Real Talk podcast, because we talking real talk, and whatever conversations y'all bring up, y'all might divert us in another direction that actually needs to be spoken on. We speak on what the people want us to speak on. It's not based off of ego tripping. We just want to say what we say. That's the end all be all. No, we want the people to say stuff, and we'll respond to what you're saying.
Yeah, if this was pre-recorded, then maybe it'll stay on track.
Bingo.
But then again, we just talk. Like when you really got a cannabis friend, somebody you could really talk about cannabis with, like anytime, not just in front of people, y'all gonna talk about whatever the fuck it is. It's just gonna happen naturally.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take you a bunch of different places.
Outdoor.
For my outdoor, what I do is I use around anywhere between 7 to 10 gallon pots, more of them. And that's what works best for me, because they stay a little bit shorter. I was hoping they still winded up getting massive around like 10 feet. But I like to keep them a little, and you got to know which strains finish in your area. If you are on the East Coast, if you in Maine, if you in Vermont, if you in New York, if you in Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, you know that there are certain strains you're just not going to be able to run outdoor. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You could try it all you want to. If you don't have a greenhouse, it's not happening. You can, like cookies, you can't run no cookie strains outdoor. Not going to happen. It's not going to finish. You're going to have
just takes too long, huh?
Yeah, you're going to have buds that's not even worth harvesting at that point. So you want to stick to like runts. Runts will do great outdoor on the East Coast. I advise people find a cut of runts, buy it, and load your outdoor with it. It's going to finish great on the outdoor. Gelato does great on the outdoor. A lot of the indica dominant strains, because nothing, and that's another thing. Y'all got to stop with asking us, is a strain indica or sativa? There is no such thing as an indica or a sativa anymore. Everything is a hybrid. You just have to wonder, is things more indica dominant or sativa dominant? But if it's crossed with both, you're going to get phenols that land on the sativa side, on the indica side, and some in the middle. So if you and your wife have children, some of them are going to look like you. Some of them might look like her. Some of them might look like your mama. Some of them might look like her mama. You just got to get the right phenol to be able to run outdoor. You got to know your strains. Like I wish last year I did a whole outdoor ocean fruit, because the ocean fruit was done by probably September 13th. The ocean fruits were completely done, yellowing out by themselves, big ass buds. They were good to go. But then I had strains that never finished.
Wow.
Yeah, I had strains that I just blasted for wax and edibles because they just wouldn't finish. They still had some nice frost on them, but they just didn't finish.
Dang.
And you're not getting away with no cookie outdoor, not form cut, not anything. You just forget about it. Leave that indoor. Now, Brisker OG did great outdoor. And that's surprising because most OGs don't work.
I never grew OG.
Huh?
I grew OG one time. That Road Dog OG in the tent. I grew that one time. Any other time, I never grew OG. I was always just given the perception that OG was really finicky. It's hard to grow. I just stayed away from it. But that's one of those things that people just deter you from doing something. And
That's because they want to grow more of
it
it for themselves.
to this day, in the back of my head, like I don't even want to grow OG at all. It sounds stupid, but it's just like something they brainwashed me, man, for years.
And that's so
like,
weird
just
because
it's crazy.
where we are, we assume that you guys are smoking nothing but OG.
Nope. That's an LA thing.
Okay.
OG was
California is
always a
so
LA thing.
big. California is so big that we hear Cali weed, we just automatically assume some type of gas, some type of OG. That's our first thought because we hear that California people love OG. And that's not every part of Cali because Cali is so big. Like we forget how big it is. If you don't live in Cali, you forget how big California is. Somebody will be like, yo, I live in LA. And you like, oh, you in California. And they're like, no. It's a huge difference. Like,
huge. Very big difference.
How like where is LA compared to like Humboldt?
That's on a total opposite end.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, White Runts got some roots on it.
Woo!
Got a couple of roots on that. So yours that'll be the first one. I'll pull out and put in some cocoa for you and get that to you.
Man, I'm telling y'all, the best thing that you can do, I don't care what area you in, link up with growers that you can actually deal with because my circle of growers nationwide is so elite that we don't really have to struggle too much to find a strain. Like if we want a strain.
You know what's so funny about that? I like fueling the cannabis economy that I kind of like buying clones from new people sometimes just to see what they have and start that relationship or rapport with them.
Bingo.
But in doing so, when you're doing shit like this by yourself, you don't need other people. And oftentimes you'll end up losing your money.
Yep.
You'll get a product, but you'll end up losing because the product is subpar than with the level you're on. They're like big cloners, big clone havers, but their clones are trash. And people get accustomed to just buying trash clones. So then when you really figure out how to do your thing and make it right and great to your standards, you can't go backwards anymore. You go backwards, like, let me show you this bullshit over here. Look at this. I never did something like this myself. This is trash, bro. This is trash. These all came at the same time.
Those came from somebody?
Yes.
What the fuck?
And these are the 8 London pound cakes out of 50 I ordered, 22 I got.
What?
Eight of them were good enough to plant, and those are the 8 that I have. So basically, I paid $500 for a cut of London pound cake to take my own cuts later, which is okay. I could do that, but I wish that was up front. Like, oh, it's $500 a cut. Not going, okay, go ahead and here. You know what I'm saying? And then biscotti over here, I got all these mixed up ones, which is just going to end up like these, as white runts like these. They're going to end up this big, and I'll cut them all down and do runs with them. But it's like, bro, like this mine. Oh. That's mine. You know what I mean? I put that in cocoa, the gelatis, I put them in cocoa so they could jump up and catch up with these. And look, they catching up. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But that's what you put into your own shit.
Yep.
And look at these fritters, all like, you know what I'm saying? Nice. That's how I like shit. Nice. I don't like shit like this, man. It's wasting my space.
Oh, and space is such a big issue to a
You know
grower.
what I mean?
Like
that's wasting my space.
Oh, look how healthy and beautiful the one side is compared to the others. That is a major difference. That's the reason. And my smaller room, I just went in there and killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I killed almost 10 plants. You can't even tell.
Yeah, and
Because
these are
the other ones are doing so good. They just filled in where the 8
they
I killed.
to take them right on out, man.
Yeah, as soon as
Get
they
rid
had
of them.
space, they just started stretching their arms out like, oh, okay, boom. I got a little space now.
When these go into 10 gallons in them greenhouses, these is about to blow up, man. I done been vegging these for way too
Oh
long.
man. Okay, on to
Like, so
another
all
thing
this is
about
one
the
greenhouse. All this is one greenhouse.
outdoor. How big do you want to veg your plants outdoor before you put them outside?
Oh, before I put them out. Okay, so outdoor, let's just talk about outdoor. We're not talking about greenhouse. We're talking about outdoor.
Just outdoor.
Outdoor date to be in the sun without going in a flower for a clone is June 1st.
Okay.
So you could put a clone that's been hardened off, which means that you must take your clone outside in the shade
Mm-hmm.
and like a little bit of sun, like under a tree basically, for
Mm-hmm.
at least 2-3 days. And then you start putting it in the sun. So you harden it off for about a week, okay? Tops a week.
Yep.
And then when it's in sun, you go ahead and you can up pot it and up pot it and up pot it, and you'll be fine. But if it was me, I would like to put a decent size clone out. I don't have any that I would put out right now. I will put
Yes.
something like this out. I will put that out June 1st.
Which
About that size.
these smaller ones?
Yep, those right there. These right here. I will
Oh,
put any of those out June 1st. Because you gotta think
okay.
about it. You got June and July to grow. And in the sun, they grow fast.
And your sun, they grow fast.
Yes, and
And any
they're
sun,
gonna grow
actually.
fast.
And any sun, they
And
grow fast, but your sun is very different than other people's.
yeah, because if I put them out this big, oh man, you could better make sure you got space because they're gonna
See,
be huge. Because you
now
got 2 months of
that's the
veg.
size that I put mine out because I still trellis outdoor.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah, I'm still trellising outdoors. So since I'm in beds, I can layer as many trellises as I want to. So I put them out, trellis them, give them about a week or two, leaf strip the bottoms, and I also get a massive amount of clones from the outdoor season to be able to fuel what's about to happen in the indoor season afterwards. So I'm chopping back all year round to be able to monocrop strains afterwards, because any moms you got or anything, those go outdoor during the summertime.
Okay, yeah. I put some moms out before one died, and I was like, that cut is trash because I don't know how you died and nothing else died. So
Yep.
that was like, whoa, you can't handle shit. And that's another thing about outdoor. You gotta some things don't grow outdoor like it would indoor, and you
Mm.
don't know until you try it. Like that plant was growing so beautiful indoor under the like as a mom. You know what I mean? I never took cuts from her because I was like, she's just gonna go outside because I don't know about her. I'm gonna see what she do. When I
Hmm.
put her outside, she was growing great for like a month. Out of nowhere, that bitch just died.
And that
And I
happens
don't
outdoor a lot.
a lot, man. Outdoors different.
Outdoors, I've came out and I'm like, what the fuck? Why did this plant die? It got water. It was perfectly healthy yesterday. And you come back today and it's just dead.
Oh yeah, so for outdoor also, another good thing is to map out your space. If you see
Yes.
my outdoor at the house, like when I put like 20 plants out there and
Oh, I
25 gallons,
fucking love that outdoor,
see,
man.
you love it. I love it, but it's not ideal because you got to crawl in to fix things. You got to crawl in to spray. You got to crawl around for everything. It's not a good use of space because the plants are touching each other too much, and they just get way too big, man. You can't stop it. Like I'm telling you, you got to put it out there small and let that 2 months of veg come. And then after that 2 months, that stretch is going to be wild.
Yes,
Those
I've
three
made
weeks
that
of
mistake.
stretch, this 3 weeks of stretch
Whew.
outside is crazy.
Yo,
You're not gonna
that
see nothing like it
August
because it's
1st to
getting
21st
yeah. Because
is
remember, you're getting that certain
ridiculous.
amount of that certain spectrum of sun. You're
Not
not
to
getting just the
mention,
same light it had indoor. You're getting a certain spectrum that's making it go crazy for 3 weeks.
not to mention that they stretch during the hottest month of the year.
Man,
So the heat also makes them stretch a little bit more than in a controlled environment. Like if you got a controlled environment indoor, the first 3 weeks of flower are crazy, but it's pretty much under control.
It's nothing like outside.
But when it's 95, unlimited CO2, unlimited humidity, they go crazy. I'm talking about like you can't even imagine. If you've never grown outdoor and you've only grown indoor, you can't even imagine the stretch that we're talking about. I've had plants clear a 10-foot fence, no issue, and keep going.
Yeah. I had to break so many things, like not break them, but like bend them down and move it around because it's going over the fence, which is 6 feet. Then it goes over a 2-foot extension I got on the fence. And it's like, damn, man, I'm about to get busted if I keep letting this shit go. Going more, you got to bend it down and shit. It's like, it gets crazy, man. You got to really have space for outdoor. And that's why I don't want to do it anymore, because you don't know which plant what the effect the sun is going to have on that plant. That shit might go so fast and so tall where you just can't control it. And then you get unwanted eyes on it.
That's how the grape runts did for me last year. The grape runts just, I don't know, it wouldn't stop. But then it produced nice buds. It finished on time. It did everything perfect, other than the fact that it cleared both fences. So I got double fences. I got one fence that's tall, and then I put another fence behind it that's taller than the first fence. And it cleared both of them. And then I bent the tops over, and it regrew back taller than the fences again.
Yeah. Some plants, man. Some plants, you cannot stop them. They're going to reach for that sun. They're going to go. Life depend on it.
Yep.
And to them, it does. That's their lifeline. So, man, it's crazy. It really is. Another thing about outdoor, when the plant gets situated in that pot, it's going to need water every day.
In
California. I'm talking about for California because that's where I'm at. So in California sun, you're going to need water every day. So
I don't care where you at. You're going to damn near need water every day because that stretches during the hottest month of the year.
Yeah. That's true.
There's no way around it. It's during the hottest month of the year. So it's nothing you're going to be able to do about it.
Watering system is a must.
It's a must.
It's a must have now, just like LEDs are a must have now. I'm starting to learn that growing cannabis, it could be fun hand watering if you're a small guy. If you got room, if you got more than one room going, you need system.
You need it.
You don't
Ain't no way around it.
Because just the time that you're going to spend making sure the res is okay, you got to think about that. It's not hard. None of this shit is hard, but it's all time, and it's only so much time in a day.
And so your time is worth money.
All this shit. Yeah.
Because there's something else you could be doing.
Getting watered every other day. And the gelatis on the other day opposite. So I got to get all up in there, which I can't hardly see. Dig all up in there with the wand, hands and knees, water dripping on my pants. Go to the other side, do that the next day. Then all these other ones need it as they need it. So no matter what, every single day I'm watering somewhere. Then I got a whole nother place. You know what I mean? So watering systems is a must, man. Even if you got a tent, you can get a tote like this, 25-gallon tote. Fill the tote up, do 25 gallons of whatever you're using, and then just put a little string to each plant site and put it on a timer, and your stresses will leave. You don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
It's just really simple to make these little systems, man.
It is. Once I learned how easy it was to build a watering system, it changed my whole mind. It changed my whole mind. Because it don't have to
be elaborate.
It doesn't. It could be very simple. I know you guys see those massive systems.
Florflex.
Yes. Outdoor.
PVCs and
yes.
Oh, yeah.
It works,
man. I gotta build one for the greenhouses.
It works. Don't get me wrong. It definitely works. Is it 100% necessary? No. Especially if you're in beds or something. If you're in beds or something, just forget about it. Go ahead and load your beds up and get to work.
Way easier, man.
Beds make life easy, man.
Water site. You can put a water site like every 2-3 feet.
Yeah.
And it'll be all right.
Yep. And you'll be good to go. And they got the carrots.
That's why I want to do beds next time. So that'll be just hella simple.
And they got
Yeah, the carrots.
the carrots, yeah, that go
Blue
directly
mat
into it.
system.
The blue mats. There we go. I'm not sure if it's showing up
Yeah, I
yet
want
or
to try
not.
that out one day.
Yeah. Can you see
I
me
see
screen
something.
sharing?
Yeah.
That was an outdoor run. This was my very, very first outdoor run right here. Pretty much all Gorilla Glue number 4.
Okay.
And these were smaller plants. I just used a lot of them, loaded the beds up. You could see down in like the left-hand corner, you could see the
That's a
beds.
bed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
so
could
they
see
were
the
small.
PVC. Yeah, they weren't that big.
Small and bushy.
I just used a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And some sections get more light than other sections. Like that back section, the reason they're bigger is because they get sun from sun up to sundown. The front section get a little bit less light because there's a tree behind me from where I'm standing right there, and it blocks some of the light.
Man.
Yeah, but this was probably week 1 flower. This was like August 1st right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I know
so
it filled all the way in.
it passed the PVC poles. So I put another layer of net up and I just let them go. And each bed winded up doing around like 2.5 to 3 units. And that one bed is the one you're looking at. That's only a 4x4 bed. There's a 4x8 bed next to it. You can see on the right-hand side where the 2 beds connect, right in between that plant right there. You can see where the 2,
I think I see it right there.
Yeah, like right. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, so right here is where the 2 beds connect. This other bed is a 4x8 bed. It goes all the way down. And the one behind it I built from wood probably 2-3 years ago, and it did great too. Right where I'm circling right here, you can see a pepper plant.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. That I was like, that's not cannabis.
Yeah, no, that's a pepper plant. I just threw it right in there with it, and it did perfectly fine. None of this got no nutrients, no top feed, no amendments, no nothing. Every time that I leaf stripped in here, I just dropped the leaves down into the bed. The worms ate it, gave it more food. So
wow.
it works just fine.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's a bazillion ways to get around it outdoor. It all depends on what method is going to work for you.
Nothing looks better than outdoor cannabis, though. I'll tell you that much.
And nothing tastes better or none of that. The outdoor is just, I love outdoor. I don't get rid of none of my outdoor. I keep it for myself.
It's great, man. It just doesn't have that appeal, that bag appeal that people
because it's a little bit leafier
now.
It's a little leafier.
Yeah, it's leafier.
It's definitely leafier. Depending on the strain, because my Brisker OG does better outdoor than it does indoor. It's leafier indoor than it is outdoor.
Wow.
Which is weird because
I think I had a Brisker plant in the greenhouse, the second greenhouse. It did all right, but the indoor it was way better.
See, over here was the exact opposite. Shorter cycle. It got right to work, finished nice, dense buds, more color because it got a little colder, and it did great. Now indoor, it's a little bit leafier. I don't know why that was. They just stacked better and did better outdoor. Every year I got to put a Brisker out there because it just does better. Now Poly Shore, forget about it. Don't even put it outside.
It's dope that you kept these strains around for so long.
Yeah, I was probably one of. You don't see a lot of Poly Shore floating around because there was a
see any Poly Shore floating around. You're the only person I know with that strain.
It was a limited release. He didn't have a lot of them to start off with, and if you weren't,
he don't even have it no more, huh?
I don't know because I keep on asking him, is he ever going to work with it again? And he says maybe. So I'm not even. He probably got seeds of it left, so he might have to hunt and go back and find something himself. But I don't know if he ever kept it around. And to me, that was his best strain.
That shit is a beast, man.
It's a beast, and it's unique, unlike any other strain I ever had. I never had a strain that was like grapefruit and like black licorice. That's the terps that come with it. And I have a number 2 pheno and a number 3 pheno, and they're completely different. Now I'm gonna pop more seeds to see what else I find in it because he said his smelled like blueberry pancakes. I know mine smelled nothing close to it.
You know, I'm starting to understand that the hunt is actually the best part about growing.
That's where it's at.
It really is, man.
That's where it's at. Everything is in the hunt. Everything is in the hunt. What you're going to find comes out of the hunt. Because there's some strains that people that are clone only, and the clone only strain is fire. But if you ever go pop seeds of that same strain,
it's hella exciting.
It is.
Like seeing what it do for the first time. Like you just don't know. And then you just watch it and you be like, nah, maybe not this one. And then she turned out to just be a fucking stunner. Like, oh shit. Wow.
Somebody said they got apple fritter in the club out here in Sac. Is it worth the pickup?
If that's what you want. I can't tell you what to do. I don't want you coming back to me and saying something. It's totally up to you. But apple fritter is an amazing strain. If you never had it, I would say, yeah, go for it. Try it out.
Go for it. Give it a try.
You're only gonna find out one way,
Yeah, because there's strains that people love that you probably will hate, and then there's strains that you might hate that people love. So you got to find out what works for you. You got to go smoke it yourself. Like you see how Frosty said he never grew OG. Like I'd prefer to grow nothing but OG. It just all depends on who you are. People tell me I'm crazy for not smoking anything but OG. I've been smoking Motor Breath for 3 months straight now.
Motor Breath.
SFVOG crossed with Chem Dog. I've been smoking it literally for 3 months straight now. I haven't smoked anything, but I'm smoking Motor Breath right now. It's all I've smoked. No.
Not yet?
I can't get my hands on it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I finally got it. I do have it now. It's in my flower room right now, and it'll be done in the big room in about 3 or 4 more weeks. This will be my first time growing it, but I got this from somebody out in Cali, and it's all I've been smoking.
Okay.
I love Motor Breath. Well, I love SFV and I love Chem Dog. So I knew there was a strong chance I would like their child.
Yeah, like that blend. And that's how people should make seeds if they're starting to make seeds. Like make what you like.
Yes.
Make what you want and figure it out from there. I'm still mad this fucking light ain't came on. That's fucking insane.
It still ain't came on yet?
And then it's like now I'm starting to think something wrong with the fucking light. And it's like, how's something wrong with the light when the light was just on?
This is that HPS shit for you.
That shit is trash, man.
And then sometimes the bulb is fine and everything else is fine, but the ballast went out. So now you got to go get another ballast, but the ballast costs as much.
Another ballast.
But the ballast cost as much as a whole new HPS system. You can go get a whole system for like $130. Like
they charging like $300 for ballast at the store.
What?
$200. You find them on the street way cheaper. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about when I go to the store and I look for a ballast. Not look for one, but I just see it. This shit's $300. I'm like, you can buy the whole fucking Phantom system for $350 with the light and everything. Like, what the fuck is y'all doing here?
They got that green ballast?
No, not no green ballast. They Phantoms. They these right here.
The purple ones?
No, these. See them?
Hold on. This should be coming up any second. Okay.
Yeah.
Over here, we got the green ones. I forgot what the name of them are. It's a green ballast.
Fusion or some shit?
Yeah, I wish I had one next to me. I got them over at the new spot. I forgot the name of Galaxy. The Galaxy ballast.
Okay.
The Galaxy ones. They're so if you got a 600 watt bulb, the ballast, you could dial it down to 600 watts and you could still use a 600 watt bulb with the ballast.
Yeah, I saw all these ballasts store. They all could be dimmed down or whatever.
But I didn't know you can use like a 600 watt bulb with any other 1,000 watt ballast.
Not if it's 1,000 watt. You got to be able to dim down to 6.
Yeah, I mean, even if they can dim down, can I still use a 600, dim it down to 600 and still use a 600? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
so there we go with Galaxy just lying again.
As long as you ain't putting too much wattage on this 600 bulb, you just put it on 600.
That's the selling point for the Galaxy right there, is that no matter what bulb you got, as long as you could dim the ballast down to it, you can use that bulb. They're saying other ballasts can't do that.
Well, other bulbs don't really operate efficient when you do that. Like if you have a 1,000 watt bulb, you should run it at 1,000 watts.
Definitely.
When you dim it down, it's like it's light, but it ain't really operating as it should be operating.
And the only two options is 600 or 1,000.
Yep, man. I don't see no 750s nowhere.
There ain't no 750 bulb.
It's just a dimmable option, but that's it.
Somebody said your floor's not cold. He lives in California. What do you mean cold?
Yeah, it probably is. I don't know. They don't care.
Yeah, no. And eventually these are going to be up on tables. This is going to look completely different. These
completely
are going
different.
This is going to look completely different. Yeah. So even if the floors is cold right now, they will be okay. They look perfectly healthy. So I would say it's not an issue as of right now.
Yeah, I'm just so ready for this shit to get the hell out of here. They ready to breathe, man.
Somebody said that old school tech, why not just run China LEDs? The HLG knockoffs made me enough money to buy HLG 600s.
Yeah, but if I got money for Chinese lights, I got money for HLG.
That's bingo.
The first time.
Bingo. And I'm not even moving until I can go ahead and get the HLGs.
Yeah, I don't like buying shit hella times like that.
No. I need a camera right now. And I was thinking, let me just get this camera for now. And then later on, I'll upgrade. And then it hit me. I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait a little longer and go get the camera that I want.
Yeah, just hold on. It'll be there in no time, man. We ain't nothing but a crop away.
A crop away. I'm probably 3 weeks away from harvesting, and I could just wait that long, go ahead and get me the camera that I actually want and call it a day. Never have to buy two, because then the second one just sits and it's a complete waste of money. And many of us aren't going to go back and actually put it on eBay or something and resell the camera. Like, no, we're just going to keep it and it's going to collect dust.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, that's at least how I am. I never go back and sell it
the first time.
Yeah, I'll give it away before I resell it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm one of those people.
I put some lights on Instagram to see if somebody want them. I don't care if they sell or not.
No. Because if somebody hits me up and is like, yo, I want to start growing, I want to go get this light. And I'm like, man, I already got some lights for you here. I've been trying to make space for anyway. Real. These been holding up space. I ain't used them in 2 years. Here, fire this up. Or how about we partner up? How many rooms you got? How about we partner up? I supply the clones and the lights and everything. You supply the space and we'll take it from there.
That's it.
I think that's the best. I think that's the best method right there. If you see somebody, because I know plenty of homies that are bachelors. Somebody grow. Yeah, you a bachelor, you want to get into growing, you got mad open space, you got a 3-bedroom, you sleep on the air mattress in the living room playing Call of Duty. Let me just go ahead and borrow these 3 rooms and we can make some racks off this. But I'm not just going to give you the lights. Yeah, there's plenty of eligible bachelors that just have space unlimited. Like you go to their crib, they on an air mattress in the living room playing Call of Duty, or they sleep on the couch, and all their bedrooms are empty. One of them got some Jordans in it, but that's pretty much it. And I'm like, man, do you understand what we could be doing with this? You just got 3 empty rooms. Like you, nah, bro, we about to change this.
Yeah, a lot of people be scared to make money though.
Yeah, they do. No, bro, because that could be
money, man.
That could be, bro. You ride around with worse felonies in your car with you. Yeah, you ride around with worse felonies in your car with you. I won't say what you ride around with worse felonies in your car with you though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ride around with more time sitting underneath your seat, and now you scared to make some money. Like if no one came to your crib assuming that you was growing before, why would they assume today you just learned how to grow yesterday? No one's gonna assume. No one's gonna assume that. Like, yeah, overnight he just learned how to turn those 3 bedrooms into every 60-day harvest. Like, no.
What do you think about growing and having company?
I don't have company where I grow, unless it's so tucked away that you can't even tell what's going on if I have you there.
And I'm wondering, like, since I grow, I kind of can know. I know all the products or the little related products of a grower. I can kind of tell what you're doing
right away.
But if you don't know, people really don't know nothing.
If everything is put away and you come and everything just looks normal and the bedroom doors are just closed, you good.
Yeah.
You good. And most of the time, most people are running their lights overnight because it's either really, really cold at night or it's really, really hot during the day. Either way, you're pretty much going to be running lights on at nighttime. So if you got people on over during the day, no one knows what's going on. The lights is off in the damn rooms.
That's true.
Because it's too hot during the day to have your room running, or it's too cold at night and you need your rooms running overnight, because you never want them running during the day and then at night it hit -3 and that's when you got lights off. No, you want your lights on when it's hitting the negatives. That's going to add the warmth that you need.
That's what I like about LEDs also out here, because it's like I could run them during the daytime when I'm most active and I can get in there and do shit instead of having to run like HPS at nighttime because it's too hot.
Yep. I run overnight pretty much all year round because it's either so cold that I need the lights on at night, or it's so hot that I don't want the lights on during the day.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much nighttime all year round.
Yeah.
That on the East Coast, it's terrible. Like there's no buffer. It's either really, really cold or really, really hot. There's no, we don't even have spring anymore. We haven't had spring in like 5 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it just one day
Well, I
earlier
guess
this
you get
week.
adapted to it.
No, because it's just happening. Like earlier this week, it was like 8 degrees. 2 days ago, it was like 60, and right now it's like 13.
Damn, I talked to you when it was 60.
Yeah,
And
and
the
I was
day
like, "Yo,
before
it's
that, it
mad
was
nice
like-
today," and today it is freezing. I'm talking wind like 40 miles an hour. Like it's freezing.
Man, this weather shit is crazy. That's why it's probably the perfect time to just have a greenhouse, man.
It is.
Because you're not going to know what's going on, and you can just go out and kind of adjust the settings of the greenhouse to accommodate you. But you can't adjust shit if it's outdoor. You know what I mean? You can't adjust that shit.
Nope,
You
ain't
can't do
nothing
nothing
you can
but
do
just
about
let
it.
it happen.
Yep, you just got to go with the flow, basically, and
Like
I
we
don't
have
like that.
fires. We be having fires sometime, and if they close enough, all that ash and shit get on your plants. For Californians, if a greenhouse is just the best way to go.
Yep. Now, see what I mean? Like earlier this week, it was almost 60. Tuesday, it's gonna be 8.
8 degrees.
8.
That's crazy.
It was just 60 2 days ago.
Do you go outside when it's that cold?
Only if I have to. Now I feel bad for the people who absolutely have to because they got to go to work or the kids got to go to school. But I've built my life in a way that I pretty much control everything I do, and I only have to do stuff when I feel like I want to do it. I've always homeschooled my kids, so that's under my control. I work for myself, so that's under my control. But everybody else, they got to deal with that. And they got to be up at 5:30 in the morning when it's 6 degrees, and that's when they're going to work. But then you might get off and it's 50.
I want to talk about something else.
Yep.
Let's talk about the future. Like, where do you see this in the future of as far as maneuvering the streets and without cash or with a different currency?
Mm.
How do you see this working? Because I've been trying
thinking
to
about this.
brainstorm, and I'm like, man, I better hurry the fuck up. That's all
I gotta get on. I gotta get on ASAP. I think eventually everything is just gonna be digital. Even right now, people, yo, you got Cash App, yo, you got Cash App, yo, you got Cash App, you got cash. I'm like, man, I gotta step into the future.
Yeah, that's all I've been fucking with is that for a while.
Do you see what I'm saying?
And it's like,
me,
that's it.
And me, no.
Yeah,
because the people you might be going to when you need more, they might not have Cash App. So now you're getting taxed. Now you're getting taxed on money you ain't supposed to be taxed on.
Yeah, now you got to go let it go through a bank and take it out of that.
You leaving a paper trail for something you don't need a paper trail on.
It gets to be a headache, man.
Yeah. So you actually lose people by not having it.
Start your company.
Yep.
Yes.
Start a company?
Because sending cash isn't. Yeah, start a company and overcharge.
You have to.
So you could take the tax hit.
You have to. So if somebody wants something that costs 30, you're gonna have to charge them 35. Because if I gotta go to an ATM or something, I'm about to get hit.
And the tax, people don't understand self-employment tax is basically going to be a third of whatever you bringing in.
Yes, and depending on where you are, it's more than a third. Yeah. And California, like your taxes when you do income tax, depending on where you are, it's like 50% tax sometimes.
It's a lot.
It's like 51 in some like downtown LA. It's like 51% tax or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's gonna be weird, man.
It is. It is, and it's going to take some big adjustments. Those of us who have been in the past for so long, we're going to have to step into the future eventually. We won't have no say so in the matter. You're either going to step into the future or you're going to get weeded out.
And you're really just gonna have to make a legit business for
You
whatever
will.
you're doing.
You
For whatever
will.
you're doing, because you're gonna have to write off those write off expenses so you don't get hit on taxes that much.
Yes. I
You know what I mean?
always
And the
said
only
this
way
for
you
the
could do it
longest.
is having a business behind it.
I said this for the longest. I wish that even for the small growers, just tell us what the taxes are going to be and tell us how much it would cost to get a business and the cannabis lane, and y'all could get paid for this. I don't get what the big deal is. It's not as if we mind paying whatever you guys are asking for. Just tell us how much you want a year for us to be able to do our own thing. No matter what, it's going to boost the economy. It's going to be great for the economy. Just tell us how much you want. Because that's all it comes down to. The only reason that they're still going after growers is because the growers aren't paying taxes. They're getting their money tax free. So just tell us how much you want and call it a day. I don't get what still the issue is. But when you make a license $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, and it doesn't even guarantee you a license,
And it
who
sucks
wants
because how does somebody even vote that in? Like, who votes for that? Who makes these rules up?
the
I know who makes
smokers?
the
The
rules up. The
smokers.
people
No, the
that's
smokers voted this in. They wanted to smoke so badly that they
they
just
wanted
went
to
out
go to a
there
store
in
and get it.
massive drones and
Yeah.
vote to be able to smoke for free, to ride around in their cars and smoke for free. And it was pretty much a middle finger to all of the growers,
And that's
because
still
now
illegal.
it is. It's still
You still
federally
can't ride
illegal.
around and smoke. No, I'm
Yeah,
talking about you
no,
still can't ride around smoking weed in your car.
no. Now it's not as big of a deal anymore. Like the police don't exactly care about it anymore, but it's still leading to other kinds of arrest. It's still illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they should just tell it, like there should be a small craft license, there should be a mid craft license, and there should be a large scale license. So for all of the smaller growers, just let us know how much you want.
Even when you want to do clones, you got to do some hella. You got
Yeah,
to have hella shit going on, man. It's like it's
yeah.
ridiculous.
And then the amount of clones you want to do put you on a different tier for even cloning.
And then you can't have a
Extracts.
home-based business no more.
No,
It can't be a
no.
home-based
It
business.
got to be in an industrial area. But then
Like for what? What's wrong with my garage?
But then people are smart enough to go and buy up all the industrial property before they see
Yep.
cannabis. When they see cannabis getting talked about and about to be legal, the smartest thing to do is go buy up a bunch of industrial space to overcharge the growers that are going to need that space afterwards. You know, they
And the
got the
people that
money.
have it, they just charge hella high-ass rents. Or to
Exactly.
buy it, they want
And
millions of dollars.
and
You're
they
like,
won't sell it
damn.
to you. They're gonna if you ask them to buy that property, it's gonna be a price that's so ridiculous you don't even want to buy it, because you know it's a clean ripoff. So you're just gonna rent it out, but the price for the rent over 6 or 8 months, you could have bought the property.
I wonder how this world would be if it was really like, not, is it called communist when everybody just gets paid the same amount of money and
I
that's
don't
it? And
know.
that's what it is.
I don't know.
But I wonder how it would be if we didn't have the greed factor, like the capitalist factor involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, will we even want to do anything that we're doing? We'll probably have a total different mindset. It'll probably be a wonderful place, really, because you'll start doing stuff just for the true fun of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just to have a good time with people and don't worry about trying to sell somebody something all the damn time. Because this shit gets annoying, man. I don't care what nobody say.
Oh
Like
my God.
trying to compete in a world where it's very unfair to you and your little bit of money. You can have $200,000-$300,000 and you still ain't got shit.
That ain't
That's
shit
nothing.
compared to what some of these
Millions of
other people
dollars
have.
is nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Nothing.
man. It's like, damn.
I know a lady who makes $3.8 million a year because she came out with socks that got a certain design on it. $3.8 million a year from socks. What is my 200,000 or 300,000 gonna do to somebody who's making more money selling socks?
Man, that's crazy.
Yo, think about the guy who makes buttons, the buttons that go on your jeans, the buttons that go on your coats. He's making hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars every year. Buttons, just buttons. Like, you wouldn't have jeans without buttons. You won't have a coat without buttons. Like, there's buttons on almost everything you could think of. To be in the corporate world, everything you wear has buttons.
Buttons, yeah.
That guy's making
business.
hundreds of millions of dollars off of that. We can't
Great
compete with him
business.
no matter what. And you know where I got that idea from? Somebody made a joke and was like, when girls ask me what I do, I told them that I sell buttons. And all his friends looked at him like, what? And he was like, think about everything that you wear that got buttons on it. I got PC on all of that.
Man.
I never thought about it until he was making a joke out of it. This was somebody in the hood making a joke about it.
And it's not that many styles of buttons. It's not that many differences.
No, it's the
you
same thing.
Probably got about 100 colors.
Yep.
100 sizes running through the machines. Just
but for
non-stop.
the most part, they're black, silver, gray. For the most part, same thing. But whoever is manufacturing the buttons are making millions upon hundreds of millions of zippers. Whoever's making zippers, because zippers go on tents, zippers go on your pants, zippers go on your coats, zippers go on so many different things. Whoever's making those is making hundreds of millions of dollars. Your little 200,000 will never compete with that. You think you're making good money. And 200,000 in LA is completely different than 200,000 in Baton Rouge. You making 200,000 in Baton Rouge, you living a great life. You making 200,000 in downtown LA, I don't even know what you're doing there.
Yeah.
You might be living above your means to be in the place that you're living in. 200,000 in New York is nothing. You better be a bachelor. You better not have no kids. If you got 2 or 3 kids, forget about it. 200,000 in New York is like 80,000 anywhere else.
And the bad part about that is you put yourself right in the middle class bracket with 200 grand. And the middle class bracket has standards of private school or a great school. It has a standard on your car, your community you live in, and all these things take a chunk of money out your pocket.
Oh yes.
And you gotta pay your you're earning a living. So it's like if you got your own business, you're paying hella taxes.
Yep.
Got to keep up with the Joneses.
Taxes,
that's when
everything.
Keeping up with the Joneses really kick in when you're in that middle class.
Yep.
Because they want your yard to be upkept, all this stuff. You in those different.
I will never.
It's like the more money you get, it really is the more problems you have. I had the most fun in the hood, broke, and just like $10 a day spending. Like, didn't have
I will
shit.
never.
That was fun.
I will never live somewhere where there's a homeowners association that has to tell me how I can live.
A house that close, no more.
Yo, and then you go to the suburbs and the houses are so close that your neighbors could look out of their bathroom window and they're looking into your bedroom window. The house is expensive as shit and you have no privacy and the area can dictate what your house should look like. I don't like that. I didn't spend all of this money to come get a home of my own for a group of people to be able to tell me what my lawn should look like, what my backyard should look like, what kind of dogs I can have, what kind of noise I can make. I spent $200,000 on this house. There's no way no one should be able to tell me anything about how I'm living. So I'm not going to live in those kind of areas. But
they signed up for that shit though.
They did. And I would, and that's what I'm saying. I would never.
Yeah, I'm not doing none of that. I'd rather live 20 minutes away from work on the outskirts.
Yeah,
like I'm an outskirt type of person. Put me on the outskirts and I'll be just fine.
Yep. Somebody said 100K in the Bay, low key, check to check in the Bay. 100K, you pretty much live in check to check in the Bay.
Yeah, man. When I was in the Bay, I made about, from all my hustling activities, probably about $8 grand a month. And that was good because I shared a place. You know what I mean? I shared with 2 other people. So we was paying like $950 for month on rent. And that shit doubled by now. But back then it was like, I'm paying like $375, $400 for my bills. I'm balling out there to me. But to a regular person, that shit ain't nothing if you want to live somewhere nice, man. I was trying to think about moving out on my own. And I was going to get this little loft with a little like over the freeway. That was $2,300. And I was like, I could still afford it. I was like, I still afford
wait. $2,300 for rent?
Yep.
You don't see that people wonder why I didn't move from where I'm living yet. It's because I made sure that my overhead is so cheap. I'm big on finances. I know we don't talk about it much on here, but we should start talking about it more.
We can definitely talk about it.
I did my overhead. I always do my overhead. And it cost me about $1,800 a month to live. Yeah. Like my bills in total are roughly around $1,800 a month. I own my car, so I don't have no car payments. My car insurance is ridiculously low. Taxes on property is around $1,300 a year. You can either break it into 2 different payments or you could pay it all at once, and it's roughly around like $1,300 a year. And then food. That's it. My
So are you renting
electricity.
right now?
No. We got the crib, but my electricity bill costs more than my taxes.
Yeah, for sure.
My electricity bill is around $600 to $800 a month. My taxes are $1,300 a year.
Yeah.
And then my car insurance is about $100 a month. So living where I'm at is actually cheap, but the taxes here is more expensive than in the suburbs. And the suburbs got smaller houses than the one I live in.
That's crazy.
The houses are super small, 1 floor. They're pretty much like if you took an apartment and turned it into a house, that's pretty much what the cribs on the outskirts look like. Like if you took an apartment and just turned it into a house. So it's 1 floor. The attic is pretty much non-existent. The basement is pretty much non-existent. And you just got 1 floor with 2 or 3 bedrooms. That's it.
And that's where you at now?
No. That's the outskirts. If you live in the hood, you could get a much bigger house for way cheaper.
Hell yeah.
But the taxes,
that's the thing, though. You got to figure out where you want to be.
The taxes cost about $300 more in the hood than it does on the outskirts. But if you're growing, you don't give a fuck
ain't
about
that
the
fucked up? They tax the broke people more.
And that's what hit me. Like, wait a second. The people who don't have the money to pay the taxes, and then most of the money goes to school taxes. But the schools aren't getting no vocational systems. They're not getting better basketballs. They're not getting more education. They're not putting more money into the hood than they are the suburbs. But the taxes in the hood are pretty much funding the suburbs.
And that's fucked up. That's the whole thing about us not being educated enough to go out there and make noise about that shit. Because that's supposed to be noise. You shouldn't have to sign up your school, sign up your kid from some fake address or something to get to a better school.
And then you're going to jail for that.
You should be going down there, putting fire up under them and seeing where the fuck is my taxes going? Why is the school so shitty? And we're all paying hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wait a second.
Taxes
no.
We're not getting nothing from.
The hood is paying for the suburbs to be able to have schools that's better than the hood.
That's what I'm saying. Where does that come from?
That comes
from be great right there in the hood.
Exactly. For every $3 put into the children in the hood, there's $7 put into the children in the suburbs. How does that even crazy. Work? They said
that's what I'm saying. Somebody should start a petition and figure that shit out, because that's like a lawsuit. Like y'all stealing.
Harvard did a statistic and they said crazy. Harvard did a statistic. They said if you eliminate racism, if you eliminate racial bias, if you eliminate the wage gap, if you eliminate everything else and just put as much money into the hood school systems per child as you put into the suburbs, it would close the wealth gap in 2 years.
I believe it.
In 2 years, if you literally just let's keep everything else the same except the amount of money you put in per child inside the school system, it'll close the wealth gap in 2 years.
Somebody needs to get on their shit.
I thought homeschooling was going to be difficult. When I went to homeschool, they said, "Why do you want to homeschool?" I said, "Because y'all fail more people than you pass." And they said, "Well, okay, you can homeschool."
Okay, we get it.
That's all they said. Smart. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up. All this time, we thought it was going to be more difficult to homeschool. We thought it was going to have to go through a bunch of paperwork. And all I literally had to say is y'all fail more people than you pass. Without the push program, which only exists in the hood, without the push program, most of our kids would fail school massively. Children graduate and they don't even know how to read. They said, okay, go ahead, homeschool your child.
And that's the importance of voting locally.
Yes. But the hell with who the president is. Who is your local judge? Who's passing the laws? Where's the money allocated to? That's the important part. The hell with who the president is. The president doesn't exactly matter state to state, because constitutionally you have the right to bear arms. In New York, you don't have the right to bear arms. I don't think in California you do either.
No.
But then in Texas, you have the right to bear arms. There's Southern hospitality for a reason. That's because the average person has a firearm.
Know somebody carrying.
Yes.
They don't want them problems.
You're not just gonna run up and try to carjack somebody in Atlanta, because 9 out of 10 chances they have a legal firearm. They're gonna kill you, and the ambulance will come and pick you up, and that's it. But then in New York, where people are making more money, you can't get a firearm to save your life. It's easier to get an AR-15 than it is to get a Glock.
In New York?
Yeah, you could go right to Dick's, pass the background inspection. As long as you don't have no felonies, you over the age of 18, you can go get an AK or AR-15 any day of the week. But you can't get a Glock. And even if you get a Glock, you can only keep it in your home. And if somebody is running out of your home when you're shooting and you accidentally shoot them in the back, you still risk a murder charge.
Yep. You're going down.
That's ridiculous.
But see, that's like I said, man, it all ties down to if local you know voting. You gotta vote, man. And it's not about voting and just being oh man, we lost the vote. No, it's not losing the vote. Now, since you got that motherfucker in there, y'all gotta go there and make that person do something about it.
Yes.
If they don't, now you start stories. You get in contact with journalists.
Bingo. And we get them out of there.
You know the fucked up thing about growing cannabis illegally?
You pay more attention to the law.
There's so much shit I want to do, and I don't want nobody coming at me.
I don't want the heat on me. I don't want the heat on me. And it's crazy that the most educated people usually in the community are doing the most illegal shit.
Yep, can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing because I can't account for the money that I want to be able to give to the schools. I can't account for the money that I want to be able to fund the people that are running for different offices. I can't legally account for some of this. And if they
I can't just go out there putting my name
bingo or my face
like that.
Or my face.
Don't look me up and look at my financials and then start I start getting audited and you know what I mean? You can't do all that.
And we got distinct voices. A lot of us got distinct voices. So if I was ever in the store and somebody heard me talk, I sound like this in person. Like I'm not gonna be able to hide who I am. I've been in a hydro store before and somebody was like, you sound like this guy I watch on YouTube called Beast Coast Grower. And I just turn around and walk right out.
Man, that's
and Low-Key Grow went through the same thing. You'll just be in a hydro store and they'll be like, yo, you sound familiar. I've had people send me pages and be like, hey, this guy sounds like you. And I'm like, yo, how the fuck did you even find this page to start off with? I block people who are local to my area for you not to find me. How did you? Like literally, if somebody adds me and I know they from my area, I block them immediately.
Man.
And they still find a way to be like, hey, this person sounds like you. And sometimes it's the homies and you like, bro, you know that's me. Yeah, you know that's me. You heard my music. You heard everything about, like, even somebody today when I was playing the music for people to be able to share the stream, somebody said, hey, is that Beast Coast Grower rapping? Now imagine if you went on YouTube and you heard one of my songs, you'll be like, hey, this guy sounds like Beast Coast Grower. Like, yeah.
That's crazy.
And it sucks because there's so much knowledge that most people doing things illegal. They know most of the stuff.
You pay more attention.
Most of the
stuff. Just like you said, when you sit there and figure out stuff, like you're looking for knowledge, you're looking to learn, because cannabis, it just opens you up like that. That's exactly what happens.
Yes.
And now we know everything that's wrong because we're paying attention to it. Like, this is not right, because we feel like we should have the right to grow and that be our profession. We feel like that's our right, but it's not. It's your right if you got the money, and we know that's not right. So then we start with everything else that pops up. We look at like, man, there's so much shit that's not right.
It's just not right.
We can't go out there and do nothing about it.
Exactly. And it shouldn't be illegal for us because it's perfectly legal for other people.
It's fucking lights.
Look. If they never wanted to give reparations, all you got to do is give us the right to grow. And that's more than enough reparations. We already have the infrastructure set up. We already have the economy. We already have the people. We already have the source of income. If you just gave us the right to vote, it's more than enough reparations right there. Millions of dollars a year allocated back into the community. Bingo. Boom.
That's true. It really is true, man.
If we could account for the amount of money that cannabis brings to the hood, are you crazy? Like, if we could bank this money and be able to reinvest back into the hood, oh man, you'd be crazy to think we wouldn't do it.
Man,
Do you know how much property we want to buy? Do you know how many stores we want to open? Do you know how many people we want to employ? Do you know how many trimmers we need? Do you know how many leaf strippers we need? Do you like all of that is money given right back to the government? So if you guys ever wanted money, I don't get what the issue is. That's my biggest thing. I don't get
it's
what the
not the
problem is.
money, it's the power.
It's the power.
They
Bingo.
don't want us to have no power, man.
And I don't get it. Yeah, y'all done lived with us for long enough. You may as well just accept the fact that soon we're going to be the majority in the United States. Just get over it. Just get over it.
Get the fuck over it.
Get over it. Let us in. Let us in, because all we're going to do is benefit everybody else that's around us.
Y'all still our sauce anyway.
Yeah. What would America be without us? We literally put words into the dictionary. We determine the music. We determine the fashion. We determine the walk. We determine the talk. We determine what's popular. We determine what strain is popular. Until a black rapper speaks about a strain, the only reason Runts is popular is because rappers started talking about it. Sherbert, Sunset Sherbert never got popular because no rapper spoke about it. But it was fire. Guava never got popular because no rapper talked about it. But the strain is fire. The second that rappers started talking about Runts went through the roof. The second they started talking, Migos started talking about cookies went through the roof. We
They
wouldn't have
talking
even
about
known.
Pluto now.
Oh, and I'm heavy on the Pluto. And somebody was like, yo, I went there and I said, listen, you're not going to get me to say anything bad about Kingston Approved. I don't care what your experience was. You're never going to get me to say anything bad about Kingston Approved. I'm trying to push Kingston Approved like no other.
Yep.
He's really all we got. He's really all we got. And on a major level, on a large scale level, man, that's all we got. Again, when I got into this,
you know
even
what he
today,
showed me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's give him some love, man. You know what he showed me? Just push your way through.
Push
your way through, man.
Came from Atlanta.
Everybody gonna do shit. Just keep pushing your way through.
Came from Atlanta.
Fire. Somebody gonna reach out.
Yep. He was on Vice, came from Atlanta, moved over to Cali, and he's almost in every dispensary now. Quietly though, because nobody wants to really talk about him because of what the face looks like. And some people don't understand. They like, yo, if you own this company right here, how come your face isn't on it? How come you don't tell people that you own this company? I'm like, because sometimes it's better to make somebody else the face of the company, because if they see me, dark skin with dreads, I lose a whole audience right there. I lose an entire source of income off the fact that they see me owning this place. So it's better to hire somebody that doesn't look like me, and I'll just make him the manager. He'll act like he owns the place, and little do they know he has the answer to me. But if I show my face, I'm gonna lose money on that company, and that's crazy. There's a couple different things that I'm into, even on Amazon, and a couple different things that I can't say that, hey, did you know that was me? I can't say that. I'm not gonna. I'm never gonna. I'm never gonna.
Sometimes it just ain't the time yet.
Nope. And if it is, even when it is the time, I'm still gonna make it look like, hey, that's the guy who's behind that company. Little do you know that guy got an answer to me, but I don't care. I don't ego trip like that to the point that you have to know it's me. I just want the money.
Yeah, for real.
And as long as I can still get the money, I don't really care about the rest of it. But it's a damn shame that I have to be scared to say, hey, I'm the face of that company.
And that's so true. You really do gotta be aware of it.
You have to. So if you own this car dealership or you own this rental car company, sometimes it might be better to get somebody who doesn't look like you to run it. So you're never there. When you come in, you actually look like the worker. He looks like the boss. I don't care what other people think from the outside looking in.
Did you see that movie with Samuel L. Jackson and the guy, I forget his name. I hate not giving him his credit, but the guy that played that on the Marvel, he had the wings.
He played on what?
Like on Marvel movies, like all the Captain Americas and shit.
Yes,
the black
yes,
dude.
yes. I know who you're talking about.
Mackie?
I don't know his real name.
But anyway, they got a movie. It's a true story about two black people came together and started owning all the real estate, hella real estate in LA, man. So much real estate. And then they own two banks. But they picked the banks in Texas because somebody grew up there and it was so racial, his whole upbringing, he wanted to go back there and help his people out. So they bought two banks and they had the white boy. They taught the white boy all about banking and everything. Well, not about banking, just kind of taught him how to talk, so he can get in the rooms and do all the stuff. And they acted like silent partners. You know what I mean? So they was never they never came to the meetings or anything, so nobody would suspect it was black. But they owned the banks and they was running hella shit, hella real estate, and they had to operate behind somebody else, and that was fucked up. But they made a lot of money, man. They went down.
And that's really all I care about. Can I get to the bag? I don't exactly ego trip and say that, hey, now a part of me is like, okay, I'm angry by the fact that I can't show people that I'm the one who amassed this wealth. I'm the person who had the brains behind this. But sometimes you got to sit your ego to the side and say, you either want the money or you don't.
Yep, they closed my bank account for showing my face on like I was on YouTube and shit.
Oh yes, very quickly.
They closed my bank account. That's why all my videos I took down and shit, because
exactly.
I couldn't risk that not having a bank. I gotta use a bank, you know what I mean? So,
and you got to think the worst part is this is cannabis in general, because Grandmaster Level still is scared to show his face because he's big in the real estate market. So he knows the second that people can identify like, hey, that's Grandmaster Level, he won't be able to buy as much real estate no more. And that's madness.
That's fucked up.
That's madness. And he's the complete opposite of what we are. And he can't even show his face. Medicropper was the same way for the longest. It wasn't that Medicropper was illegal the entire time. Even when he went legal, he didn't show his face. He showed his face one time on Grandmaster Level show. That's the only time you've ever been able to see Medicropper.
Man.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta keep people out your business when you're in this business.
Hold up. Did somebody just mention black and well, hold up. Somebody from New York in here, because I just heard them. I gotta ask you, have you ever heard of the weed called black?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
No.
You never heard of black?
No.
Okay, so back in the day in New York, there was this Jamaican weed that was called black. So whenever you bought haze, you would also get some black with it. Now we had no idea what this black was. But it would always come like they would either staple the bags together or they would melt the bags together. So you would get black. So
you're gonna get it.
Yeah, black and haze. So if you went to a weed spot, you give them $10, they give you black and haze. You'll get like a $5 sack of black and a $10 sack of haze. And we still to this day have no idea what black was. We don't know, but it was literally
what color was
black.
It?
Black.
But it was weed.
Yes.
Like some hash, some hash.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it could have been because of the texture of it. But you know what? It was hash. Now that I'm thinking about it, now that I've been able to make hash, it was definitely hash, because it didn't break up like weed. It was hard as shit. And you can space that black out throughout 2 or 3 different blunts mixed with the haze. So it was definitely hash, now that I'm thinking back on it. But you would always get black and haze. That's why when somebody just mentioned it, I'm like, man, what the how do you know about the black, man? That's old.
How was that marketing to you? Was that pretty dope?
It was amazing. What, the hash?
Like you went for one thing and got something else added onto it.
Whatever weed spot back in the day had black and haze, they had a line down the street. It was just nonstop all day, every day. Like if you had black and haze, your weed spot was nonstop, man. Sun up to sundown. You couldn't close. Like some weed spots have the benefit of, okay, it's 10 o'clock, we done for the night, we'll be back in the morning. You couldn't do that if you had black and haze. You had to be around. You had to pretty much work it like a business. People had shifts.
You had that demand, huh?
It was that bad. Like you would go to the weed spot, and once you get in the hallway, there's like 9 people in the hallway. Like you meet friends waiting for your weed in the hallway. Like it was that bad. And now, man, things change so much. If you ain't been in this for a while, if you haven't been the bud man for a while, you can't jump in right now and think that you're about to do anything. You're about to fuck your money up.
Why you think so? What's that? Talk about it.
People are so used to who they've been going to for so long, and people have been so good at adjusting. So when the cookies came out, If you had cookies, you survived. If you didn't have cookies, you died. You're working at Walmart right now being a cashier. When gelato dropped, if you weren't one of the people who jumped on the gelato, that was another wave of people who work at Walmart now. You're a cashier. When the brunch dropped, if you're not one of those people who can catch up, you're out of here right now. You don't exist. So if you think you're gonna jump in today and be like, hey, I got this, and no one knows you for that, no one's about to call you. You're not about to get rid of none of that. That's why I love tax season. That's why I love tax season.
It's like a hype thing.
Yes, I love tax season because people decide to spend their income taxes on massive amounts of weed and decide to become the plug overnight, and they fuck that shit up within 3 weeks, and then they're back to working at Walmart. But if you're the plug, if you're the real plug, you get all of the fake plugs money throughout that 3 weeks, and then it's over. It's literally an ongoing joke on the East Coast that, oh, I love tax season because it's about to be a bunch of fake hustlers.
You about to get it.
You about to get it. So get it while it's good, because they're gonna fuck all of this up within the next 3 weeks. And then on top of it, whatever they bought within that 3 weeks, they sell back to you after. So I've never bought a TV from the store in my life.
Damn.
I've never bought I'm looking right now at like probably a 50-inch TV in my recording studio. I spent 7 grams on this TV.
People get dire needs, boy.
Literally, like 7 grams of OG got me.
It's hella funny how tax season does that everywhere. Every year, somebody got a plan and got their man this time. You know, I used to be like that when I had some little money coming in or something. I used to act like that, man. Like go try to buy some shit and become a seller and end up fucking losing it. Shit never worked.
But most of us know better now. If you've been in this long enough, you know better now. Any extra money
it takes a lot of trial and error, though.
It does.
Some trial and error, man. You gotta keep on trying. Like I was trying for hella years. Like, damn, why it ain't working? Never worked. One day, shit just worked. I was in the right mind space.
Yep. I never keep cash to look at anymore. If that shit ain't getting invested into something, then it's wasting space. If my money ain't making me more money, then it's literally wasting space. I started watching Millionaires, and I seen that their bank account would be like 200,000, but their investments would be like 12 million. So they got 12 million invested into different things that's bringing them money, but they only keep about 200,000 in their bank account. And the only reason that 200,000 is in the bank account is because that's what they just made within the last couple of months, and they haven't found anywhere to invest it into yet. So they never keep a lot of money on them. They
gotta keep your money working for you.
You know who it was? It was Martin Shkreli, the guy who made the diabetes medication that they winded up suing because
sending
they said
that motherfucker to jail
because he wasn't making enough money, because he wanted people with diabetes to have affordable medication. So they sent him to jail for it. When they showed his closet, he had about 100 sweatsuits. He had the same gray sweatsuit. He had about 100 of them. He went to trial in those sweatsuits. And I'm like, wait a second, this guy's worth like $30 million. And all he wears is sweatsuits and loafers. That's it. And then you go to the hood and you see Benzes parked in the projects. You see people coming out the projects with Gucci suits on. But then you go to the suburbs and they're driving Honda Accords. They got 4x4 pickup trucks. They don't have the cars that the hood has. The hood buys more Benzes than the suburbs does. And I'm like, wait a second. So they've been tricking us and is spending our money on shit that we can't even afford. Like the reason my cars are paid for is because they're old. I don't feel the need to go and make no car payments. My cars are fine. I don't care what somebody.
That luxury shit is to get fake rich people.
Yeah, I got a Honda. I got a Honda and an old ass Lexus, and I'm getting ready to buy a pickup truck. That's all I have, and I cashed them out. None of my cars cost more than $2,500.
There you go.
None of them.
That's how you're supposed to be.
Yes, because my car insurance is so low. Well, who am I impressing? No one sees me anyway. I'm never outside. I'm usually in somewhere working. I don't care what no one has to think about what I'm driving. The hell with you.
Yeah, my truck was the best purchase I bought. It was an expensive, stupid purchase, but now it's paid off, and it's just
paid off, man.
Perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect investment. Truck.
Now you don't have to call a friend when you need to move something. Now, no matter what size the shit is that you need to bring to the crib, you already got it. You could literally move to another house with your truck.
Yeah, I got 2 of them. Fucking one of them a big heavy duty, super duty.
Yep.
The other one a little light, get around, go everywhere.
Yep.
It just works, man. Trucks is so that's how you make your money, man.
Every man needs a 4x4. Every man needs a pickup truck. I don't care who you are. Every man needs a pickup truck. I don't care what other car you drive on a regular basis. You need a pickup truck if you are a man. But now men are so pretty, they spend more time in the mirror than they girls do. So they don't want pickup trucks. They don't ever want to get dirty. They don't want. That's why growing isn't for a lot of people, and I love it that way because I don't want you to start growing. I want you to stay Mr. Pretty. You could buy your zips off of me for $400.
The only thing about that I don't like is like I want my people to come up. Like when we talk, I want you to have money to invest. I want not even talking about cannabis, just invest, period. But how do you get there? Why would you struggle when I'm doing this? You might as well jump with me.
Jump with me.
With what I'm doing. So then you could get to where you need to be and open up whatever it is. It's like a boost to whatever your plan is.
Bingo.
Say you want a barbershop. How you gonna get the money? Are you gonna keep cutting hair out the garage forever? That's not gonna give you money ever.
Nah,
you need never to be able to get the money for that. You gotta get a boost, man. You gotta
bingo.
Tens and 20,000s and all that type of shit. You got to get a boost of money. Then you go ahead and invest in something.
Yes, because you want to be
able
to
working
pay.
Man. That's what's wrong with the working man. Like,
bingo.
That job ain't gonna never give you enough money to invest in your dream. You're gonna have to go out there and bust moves. And then
here's the issue. They made tax returns so popular. People don't understand that if you pay taxes, it puts you in a different tax bracket for loans. So you can never get the loan that you could if you paid your taxes versus getting that tax return. So the second you start paying taxes, it puts you in a completely different tax bracket. Now you can literally borrow more money than you ever could have made in your life. And then you got time to pay it off afterwards. And if you in something like a barbershop that's booming, if you put it into a laundromat that there's no laundromats around, you can't even imagine the kind of money that you make. If you think about it, the Asians don't open Chinese restaurants in suburbs. They don't open chicken spots in the hood. They open it where the money is. The second that the Asians get to America, where the black people at? Because those are the people who are buying our stuff.
It's stats. You can look up, they got websites that'll show you consumer spending, locations, what they spend, what they buy. And it's like, okay, find that location. That's what we invest in.
Bingo.
We need to go there. And they know this shit before they come. They already know where they're going.
And you know what? In California is so different because where I live, we have no idea where the Asian people live. We have no idea. You could drive to the suburbs.
Go to the rich places.
We do. We don't see them. We don't see them.
That's where they at. But you're not going to see them outside. Just look for the landscaping. Look for the best landscaping, and that's the Asians.
Okay, because they own. There's like on a street around the corner from me, there's like 3 Chinese restaurants. We have no idea where any of them live, and we've never seen a pregnant Chinese woman in our life.
Damn, that's crazy.
When you think about it, how often do you see a pregnant Chinese woman?
That's crazy, bro.
How often?
Nah, I ain't seen it.
You don't see a pregnant Chinese woman. That's because when their women get pregnant, they make enough money that you will never see them. They're barefoot pregnant and at home relaxing.
Pampered.
And they got the biggest population damn near on earth. And I've never seen a pregnant one. I've never seen a single Chinese mother.
That's like seeing baby pigeons. That shit rare.
You never seen a baby pigeon. You have no idea what a baby pigeon. I Googled a picture of a baby pigeon. And I said, I've never seen one of these in my life. Debo had a pigeon coop in Friday. There was no baby pigeons in it. There was not one baby pigeon in it.
I actually seen one, and it was cool that I seen it. And I was like, whoa, dope. I finally seen it. But it was in a, it's like an on-ramp going towards Oakland. And if you look to the left, they got like little cement blocks cut out of the structure. Mm-hmm. And they live in those cement blocks, and the babies will stay right there. They won't come out. You see what I'm saying? They'll just stand right there and kind of be like in their little nest. That's like their little nest. And I finally seen that shit, and I was like, damn. So I finally seen a little pigeon. It's crazy.
Yeah, and out of all the years we lived here, pigeons are all over the place. We seen baby monkeys. Monkeys don't live in our neighborhood. We seen baby giraffes. We seen baby elephants. We seen baby gorillas. We seen baby hippos. We seen baby everything. Pigeons live right next to us. We never seen a baby one.
It's crazy.
Somebody just laughed and said, "I never seen a baby pigeon." You don't think about these things until it hits you, and you're like, "Wait a minute, I never seen that." Like Arabs pretty much run my hood. They run all of the corner stores. They have everything. You don't see their women pregnant neither. They just pop up with kids driving them to school.
If I was like in a neighborhood where it was just really gang, like that's the way of life was gang culture.
Yep.
It wouldn't be no Arabs. It wouldn't be no Arabs or Chinese. They wouldn't be in my hood.
They wouldn't exist.
I'll make that change. We own a liquor store now. And I'll put all the glass up and everything because I know niggas be trying to rob niggas all the time. So I'm gonna be secured in the motherfucker up in there. You ain't robbing me, buddy.
Facts. And there's going to be a no loitering sign directly in front of my store. And if you get caught loitering, you are on your own.
Yep.
You are on your own. And when I start talking like this, they're like, "Oh, you want some shit about the moon and the stars?" I'm like, "No, I'm on this shit about millions." The people who make the millions.
So yeah, I'm on that.
The people who make the millions in our neighborhood don't live in our neighborhood. We are literally funding everybody else to become millionaires.
Yep.
They said in the Jewish community, money circulates for 23 days. And the Asian community, money circulates for 29 days. And the Black community, money circulates for 6 hours.
Yep, hours. Because we don't own nothing in there.
And then I asked somebody.
As soon as the store closed, they take the money with them and they go.
So I asked somebody, because somebody didn't believe me when I said that. I said, if you came into 100,000 right now, the first thing you would want to do is probably smoke to think about what to do with the 100,000, right? They said, yeah.
You're going to go buy a car.
Where would you go to get the blunt? They said, from the corner store. I said, who owns the corner store? The Arabs. Oh, okay. So right afterwards, you go to get a car. Who owns the car dealership? Oh, probably a white guy. Okay, so you go spend the money with him. Everything that you're spending is literally leaving your community. Everything.
You know what I don't like? This the fucked up part about it. In Oakland, I don't know how it is where you at. In Oakland, the Arabs come, they adopt our slang, and
everything.
They fuck our girls. And
Hold up. And the worst part is that Black people are mad at white people over slavery, but the Arabs started the slave trade. The sub-Saharan slave trade was 1,400 years long. The European slave trade was 400 years long. So we're mad at the people over 400 years, but we call the people for 1,400 years brother. So how many times you seen a Black dude walk in the store and be like, "Yo, what's good, bro? Yo, what's good, brother?"
All the time.
Completely not knowing that you are still
They come over here and fake their names.
Facts.
They give you a fake name that you can easily say, so you could be friends with them and know a little fake name.
Bingo.
Because they name not Alex. This motherfucker told me his name was Alex.
Come on,
I still call him
out.
Alex to this day because that's what he said his name is.
But his name is Ahmed. His name is Ahmed.
But they come over here, they lie to us, they take all our money, and they dip at the end of every day and
prostitute the women out in the bottom of the stores.
Yep. They do. Yep.
Yeah, prostitute the women out in the basement of the store. So she might need some baby formula because the Arab dude called the police on her baby father that was standing in front of the store. Now he's in jail. So while he's in jail, for her to be able to get the baby formula, she's going to have to exchange sexual favors to be able to get the baby formula from him. And this is literally a cycle that I see over and over. And I'm like, whoa.
Every hood.
Every hood. And the worst part is, we haven't caught it yet. Like if you look in front of the chicken spot, you could count hundreds of thousands of murders in front of the chicken spot. You don't count no murders in front of Whole Foods. Yep. Go to Whole Foods and tell me how many shootouts happen in front of Whole Foods. You could see a man chalked out with the chicken wing still in his hand in front of the chicken. It also lets you know that diet is a huge part of the reason that we can't think properly. Because the people who cook you the food in the corner stores, they're not eating the food in the corner stores. You've never went to a Chinese restaurant and seen the people who work there eating the food they serve you. You know what?
That's my favorite. That's my favorite saying. I don't trust Chinese food because they don't eat it.
Now, my brother one day was like, "Yo, next time we go up the street, I want you to walk in the Chinese restaurant and I want you to ask them, do they eat the food that they serve us?" So I decided to go in there and I asked them and they laughed at me, but they laughed in a way that almost made me want to cry because of how hard they were laughing at me. And then when they noticed that it was a serious question, they said, wait, you serious? I'm like, yeah. They said, no. We don't eat this. They said, we give it to you because you want this. We don't eat this food. We don't feed this to our children either, but you want this. So we make it to feed to you.
Yep.
I said, so what do y'all eat? They said, we can't tell you.
Shit is crazy, bro.
They said we can't tell you. And I'm like, okay. Now I'm starting to get the hang of this a little bit. Okay. So it's our choice to come in here and eat this. So you're going to supply the demand. Smart. Okay. So I can't even be mad at y'all no more because you're literally just supplying the demand.
That's it.
You're just supplying the demand.
That's all it was ever about.
We want it. So you guys are cooking it to give to us. Okay. But if we know better than to eat that, then we don't have to worry about you even being here because we're never going to pay you any mind anyway.
But we don't because it's just so good.
I guess to other people, once, you know what? It took me one video to change my diet. I watched the video and it changed my entire life. Once I started learning what the ingredients were inside of the food you know what's crazy? As long as I've been alive, I never knew that cheese and yogurt and blue cheese is rotten milk. Mm-hmm. The second I found out that cheese is rotten milk, I called my mother and I'm like, yo, I said, did you know cheese was rotten milk? She said, yeah, boy, you didn't know that? She said, it's fermented.
Like, if you knew that, why the fuck you even give me this shit?
And that's what I asked her. I said, if you knew that cheese was rotten milk, why did you feed it to me? She said, I don't know. I ate it and I'm fine. Your grandmother lived till she was 100 and she ate it, but she had dementia for the last 30 years of her life.
Yeah.
She had health problems. Like grandpa died at 40 because grandma was feeding him everything he wanted. I'm like, you weren't going to tell.
The funny thing to think about is this. Common sense. Eat meat that's not seasoned and tell me how good it is.
Because the plants make the food taste better.
The plants, which is your herbs and your spices and your seasonings,
bingo,
makes the meat edible.
You know what? Black people will not eat white people's cooking because there's not enough plants on it and it doesn't taste like enough of a plant.
Ain't that crazy?
And once it registered to me, I'm like, wait a second. The only reason that black people always say something crazy about white people cooking is because they don't season it enough. But come to find out, the seasoning that we're talking about is plants. So because it doesn't taste like enough of a plant and it actually tastes like a dead animal, we don't want to eat it.
Yeah, because it really tastes like a dead animal. Like, damn, shit tastes like rubber.
We don't eat rare steak. You know why?
When I ate steak, I ate that shit medium rare. And
you got burn my shit.
That's the right way you were supposed to eat it, though.
You got burn my shit. If it ain't burnt, if I see pink, if my cow's still mooing, I don't want it. You got burn my steak. Like I want crispy edges on my steak because
but that's when the carcinogens take play, though.
That's something again
really
we don't know. And that's something we don't know, but I could cook my vegetables. Like you can't burn broccoli.
Man, broccoli is my favorite vegetable. I'll be fucking broccoli up like every other day down there. Yeah, my girl cooks so much broccoli for me, it's crazy. I just had it today.
Just stay away from cauliflower. Just stay away from cauliflower and you're fine.
Really?
I'm not going to say broccoli is the best thing for you, but if you're going to eat it, just stay away from. Nature doesn't make anything white. So when you eat something white, it has to rob minerals from you to be able to break down. So if you eat something like cauliflower, that's white.
Tell her that.
If you eat something white like cauliflower, it's gonna have to steal minerals from you before it could break down because it has no minerals. If it had any minerals, it wouldn't be white because nature doesn't create anything that's without pigmentation.
That is something to think about, man.
Think about it. Nature doesn't create anything white.
It's so hard to eat, bro.
It is. Somebody told me that the way that I eat is like super extreme. And I said, no, the way that you eat is extreme. I said, would you take your kid to an apple orchard? He said, yes. I said, so you would show him how apples were made? He said, yes. I said, would you take your child to a slaughterhouse? He said, no, I'm not taking my kid to no slaughterhouse. I said, why? You don't want to show him how his chicken nuggets are made? You don't want to show him how his steak is made? You don't want to show him how his burgers are made? You don't. Why would you be afraid to show him that? He said, because he probably wouldn't eat it no more. I said, so why are you forcing it on him?
Man.
Why are you forcing it on them? Because none of y'all, they hide the slaughterhouse because they don't want you to see it or smell it because you wouldn't eat it. If you seen roadkill on the highway, you would never stop your car, pull over on the side of the road and be like, that's dinner. But they literally serving you that inside the store.
Yep.
Yeah, white potatoes are not good for you either. The skin of white potatoes have arsenic in it. And if you're going to the red potato is the natural potato. It comes from Peru. I forgot the name of it, but the red potato is the real potato. That one comes from Peru. Irish people found it in Peru. They took it back and hybridized it back in Ireland, and that's where you get the white potato from. If you eat McDonald's potatoes, they have to off gas the McDonald's potato for over a month before they can even chop it to serve it to you because it has to off gas all of the chemicals. It's crazy once you start really getting into it.
Whole world.
But no, there's no such thing as a white potato. And if you even if you want to look at the chicken, the forest fowl is black or brown. The pig is black or brown. If you look at any animal, it's black or brown. But they give you a white cow, they give you a white chicken, they give you a pink pig, they give you a white potato. They don't have no color to them. They're not natural. You shouldn't be eating it because it's going to cause hard work on the body.
Man. Thanks for that lesson, man.
Y'all and I don't like going into and I don't like going.
You're a holistic person, though. That's what you're supposed to do. That's your calling too. It's not just cannabis; it's both. So the people that come here, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get some information on cannabis, and you're gonna get some information about what cannabis taught him.
Bro, think about this.
That's the best thing you can get.
Have you ever seen somebody go fishing and say, "Yo, I caught a tilapia"?
Hell no, tilapia fake as hell, man.
But it's like a Jamaican.
That's a new fish.
It's like a Jamaican fish, though. Like most Jamaican people eat tilapia. But where did they get it from? Because they've never went, and I'm Jamaican, so I know they do. They've never gone down and went fishing and caught a tilapia. Never. Did you hear about the super salmon that eat the regular salmon? So soon there will be no more regular salmon because of the super salmon?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so oh man, the health literally comes with cannabis. As you start to worry about what am I putting in my cannabis to get it to grow? You start wondering, well, what are they putting in my food to get it to grow? And then you find out there's no such thing as a white potato. There's only red potatoes and they come from Peru. But they'll tell you that potatoes come from Ireland because they had the potato famine. But if you have a famine because you lose literally one kind of food, that means you didn't have no food. Because if you only lost one source of food and it literally caused a famine in your area, that means you only had one source of food. That's crazy. What area has one source of food?
That's sad. How did they live there for so long?
Yo, just think about this: the Italian tomato that they call the Roma tomato. It's not even native to Italy. That's an African tomato. There's no tomato today that is native to Italy.
Damn.
The Italian food basket is literally the African food basket that they had to give them. You will never find a native Italian tomato because they never had tomatoes. They didn't have it. You never see the Greeks with tomatoes. You never see anybody else depicted with any kind of tomato because they didn't have it.
Damn.
And when they stole Africans from Africa and brought them to America, did they bring our food with us?
They had to.
No, they didn't.
Oh, I thought it was talking about somewhere else, but yeah, America. Yeah,
no, when they brought us
to
America,
left everything. They gave us what they wanted to give us.
Exactly. They stole us and left our food back over there. Now, if you ran a zoo and you had to get a lion and bring them over here, could you put a lion in New York's environment?
No,
because it would die or go crazy, right?
Yeah.
Now, what happens when you steal some people from somewhere else and you don't give them their food or their environment?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Cold world. Scams. It's like it's a crime, man. It's a fucking crime.
Yes. So once you start to know better,
they didn't punish. Nobody got punished for this crime.
No, now we got Gerber and the rest of these people that are literally thriving off of what happened. And all I'm asking for is a weed license. Like, you ain't even got to pay us millions of dollars. Just give me the right to grow weed without being persecuted. And you can leave me the fuck alone. You can leave me alone. Just let me grow as much weed as I want to and not have to pay no taxes on it. And you can leave me alone. I don't need you to send me a check for nothing.
Shit is wild out here, man.
Yeah, I don't need a check. I don't need no reparations. You ain't got to take nothing for the government, even though you paid the Asians and the Israelis and you paid everybody. I don't even care about that. Give us first dibs on weed licenses at an affordable price and you won't hear a peep out of our mouth.
Yep.
If we
too much greed, man. It's too much greed. They'll never do nothing like that. They'll never give us something to just have.
I know, but everybody else got something. That's what got me mad. Like before us, even and I don't care about what you're doing in your bedroom, but even the gays and lesbians, they got more rights than we do.
Yep.
You beat me up or shoot me, nothing happens. If I pluck one of them, it's a hate crime.
Automatically. So
Automatic. You can't. Yeah, no. I remember
this
one
world
time.
really fucked up now. Everything is messed up, man.
I remember one time a gay dude ran down on me and he was talking crazy. I'm at the bus stop one day and he's just going off. And you know what? I decided to walk away because I knew if I did anything to him, it's like an extra 2 or 3 years. It was over. It was over.
He was gonna cry that too.
He was already crying hate crime.
He called me this and hit me.
I'm like, damn. It reminds me of Dave Chappelle when he was like, you guys can't use this F word in your TV show. And he's like, okay, that's no problem. And then he came back and he was like, wait, so how come I can say the N word freely, but I can't say this word? Yeah. She was like, oh, well, that's because you're not gay. He said, but wait, I'm not an N word either. So why do I have the right to say this? But I don't got free range to say this though. So yeah, it's a twisted world that we live in. And I think cannabis is destructive because it brings everybody together. It makes people really start thinking about what we're saying right now. And they'll hit a blunt and be like, wait a minute. You know what? They're right. They're right. That's 100% true. How come we haven't done anything for them yet? Then they'll start pushing for it. That's the danger of cannabis because none of us see no color in cannabis. Like if you're a white grower, black grower, Spanish grower, Asian grower, you're a grower.
Yep. Period.
We don't care. You could put a picture of weed as your avatar on YouTube, and no one knows what color you are. Nor do we care.
Nope.
Nor do we care. I have no care. Like Ninja, I don't care about what he's doing. I think he's a great grower. I'm gonna watch him forever. Like just because I don't care what color he is. Are there some racist growers like Sub LBC and the rest of them? Fuck yeah, but we could do without them.
Mm-hmm.
Sub LBC the other day said black men shouldn't date black women. They should just go ahead and date white women. This is what Sub LBC said. So if any of you guys are following 313 clones or Sub LBC, you should know in the back of your mind that this is probably one of the most racist groups of people that you could be following. And normally I wouldn't say nothing, but I don't want them to keep getting business. And this is the way that they're acting.
Why would he say something like that?
It was actually a post that was saying that girls are a little bit too argumentative. And he said, just black men just don't date black women. Just go ahead and get you a white girl.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was reading, so I blocked him. And I didn't even speak on it until today. But you guys should know that this is how some of these people think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kept receipts just in case.
They want your money, though.
Yes.
Buy their stuff.
Yes, and it's mainly black people that's supporting 313 clones. Yeah, that's what Sub LBC decided. And this isn't the first time that Sub LBC said some highly racist shit. This is multiple times. He takes pleasure in having these conversations. And I don't mind it. White pride. You can have pride in your race, but I don't think that having pride in your race means you need to throw another race under the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm black and I'm proud, but I don't care about anybody else who's any other race. If I see somebody starving and hungry, I don't see color. I see a human, and I'm gonna feed him.
Crazy word.
Sub LBC can grow though, man. Fuck him and his grow. If we stop supporting him, he'll go out of business and he will cease to exist. And everybody like him will learn a lesson that if this is the way you want to talk about people, if this is the way you want to act towards people, you won't last in this community. No one in Detroit should be going to 313 clones. Matter of fact, a black person that's in my chat right now that's from Detroit should actually take over that market now that you're hearing this.
Who said that? I can't see the chat.
Mother Tree Nursery, Maine. And he can't grow that good. I would rather have Frosty McNasty's weed.
Mother Tree Nursery. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't like to talk bad about nobody. I don't like to deal with none of that nonsense. But sometimes there's some things that growers need to know. There's some things that growers just need to know. It's important.
Let's see what's going on in the chat real quick.
Yep, I'm looking too. Hold up, we got 33 people in here and only 24 thumbs up. Can I get some thumbs from the rest of y'all?
Can you hear me?
Yep. It looked like you disappeared though.
Hello?
Yep. I can still hear you.
Hello?
Yep. Headphones might be dying.
Hello?
Yep.
Can't hear shit. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
The fuck?
Yeah, yo, sleep. No need. Let him go. Let him go. I'm glad you timed him out instead of blocking him, though. Thank you for that. That's what we're gonna do in our chat room. For people who go overboard, just time them out for a little bit. Let them think about what they've been saying and what they've been doing. No need to block them, though. I'm glad he did that. He timed him out for 300 seconds. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just gave him a little time to cool off real quick.
Phone Bluetooth started tripping. I couldn't hear nothing.
Can you hear now?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna use the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, 33 minutes. Yeah, I'm waiting on something right now. It'll be in a minute. In a minute. Keep it real with you. I don't even want to sell no seeds. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What you want to do? Just pheno hunt your own crosses?
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Me too. I want to make some crosses that I could pheno hunt and just find my own phenos that nobody else got.
Yeah, that's really what I want to do. But I'm gonna let these go. But it's just gonna be limited, man. It's just gonna be real limited. Let's say limited, I'm talking about limited, man. Limited.
Very limited. I hope y'all hearing this. So if y'all see that drop, run.
Yeah.
And we're talking about somebody where you can see the seeds being made. You can see the end product of these crosses. You can see everything firsthand.
Yeah, I just want to pheno hunt, man. It's like that shit. Once you do a little something and something come out good and you get your feedback back, you're like, man, I know it's something better out there.
Oh yeah,
I know it's something better right here, like right in my bag. I know it's something better than all this shit right here. I know it's something better in there, you know. So it's like I'm gonna let some shit go, but you know, for the most part, I'm gonna be pheno hunting throughout the rest of the year and shit.
Yep, Bingus 420 is actually doing a cross of my Blue Diesel with his 8 Mile, I believe it is. And Blue Diesel was a complete accident outdoor. My sour banana sherbet, I pheno hunted outdoor, and I left a male because it didn't show until late, and it winded up pollinating everything in my garden, and it pollinated a headband. So no, it was DJ Short's blueberry that pollinated the headband, and I winded up accidentally making Blue Diesel. And the clone wound up finding its way to Bingus 420, and he just did a cross of that with the 8 Mile, and he sent me some seeds of it too. So I'm gonna be running those soon.
Dope.
Should do great outdoor because the Blue Diesel did great outdoor. I got my own pheno of it too. You can see, damn, I gotta get his name because he changed his name on IG. But you can see one of the homies actually growing the Blue Diesel. Undercover Grower is one person growing the Blue Diesel, and there's somebody else too. At what ppms Caladios silver to reverse? I don't think it comes down to ppm, does it?
Yeah, I think it's like 50. Yeah, I think it's like 50 or some shit.
Bingo, there you
50,
go.
50,
Tuma 420.
But don't take my word for it. I never used it. I never reversed it. I bought the shit, but I never did it, so I'm not sure.
So it's not a certain amount of milliliters or anything. It's just ppm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I had all the information written down for when I was about to do it, but I never did it. So off the top of the head, I really don't know.
813 just answered it. He says 60 ppm or better.
Okay, there you go.
I sent him the link too, and he never came in. Give me 1 second. Let me just grab something to drink. Go ahead, Frosty.
Okay. So nervous about change. It's a big. What you talking about, Chef Life? Cheers, cheers, cheers. What's up with everybody though, man? I ain't been in this chat the whole time. I've been in here topping. Just fucking with these plants, man. Fucking with these plants. Let's see what's up. Beast Coast been watching your vid every Sunday for a long time now. You should tell Frosty to get preference. Frosty is me. I'm my own person. Don't nobody tell me what to do. So just remember that. Don't nobody tell me what to do. I do everything how I want to do it, how I feel about it. You know what I mean? I'm not a dick. I'm not an asshole. I don't fuck people over. I just do what I feel is right. I support Frosty. Would love to know what's your to support for us bias. That's what's up. What's the best place to get Claudia Silver? Probably Amazon. I fuck with Amazon tough, man.
Yeah, Amazon heavy.
Talking about seeds, all cannabis seeds should be bred just as any other vegetable seeds are. The phenotype shouldn't have that many variables. Is it the variables? See, the variables come in like an F1, F2 it'll be narrowed down, but an F1 that they leave that open, like breeders leave that open, so people could pick what you want to pick. So pick what you like, because not everybody likes the same shit, man.
Yeah. And you're not going to get different variables from other plants. Like, people got to understand that cannabis is a very different plant than a lot of other plants. Like, you could put a tomato plant in a pot of Miracle Grow and it'll last a very long time on that Miracle Grow. You put cannabis in a pot of Miracle Grow and it'll last about 2 weeks, and that's it. It's added nutrients. It already ate too much. It already needs to be put into another pot with more food. So you got to understand that these plants are very, very different plants. Every plant is not the same. Like, if you want to grow berries, you can't grow blueberries next to raspberries. Blueberries like an acidic soil. Raspberries don't like a soil that's as acidic as a blueberry. So it's very different amongst plants. Like, every plant is going to grow a little different. Some plants like more sunlight, some plants like less sunlight. Some fruits like more sunlight, some plants thrive in less sunlight. Like, you're not going to be able to grow jackfruit in the same exact environment that you would grow a peach tree. They're very different plants. So I don't want y'all just out here assuming, hey, a plant is a plant and we could just grow them all the same way. No. Doesn't work like that. And I know, because I have a fruit forest. So I know that I can't put a blueberry next to a raspberry and expect them to grow the same. The blueberries are going to grow very bitter, very hard. They're not going to grow the same. They like acidic soil versus a raspberry. So even cannabis plants are different. Some plants need a little bit more magnesium than other plants. You're not going to grow cookies the same way that you could grow like an apple fritter. Apple fritter and cookies are going to be very different. Cookies is a very mag hungry plant compared to apple fritter.
Yeah, apple fritter don't need nothing to grow.
You see what I'm saying?
It's easy, man. That shit is gonna handle whatever. It's just gonna grow. It's gonna be fine. Now, but cookie, you gotta baby that bitch.
813 Genetics on IG is 813 Genetics. I see somebody asking. So 813 Genetics on YouTube and 813 Genetics on Instagram. Y'all can go over there. He's a breeder too and a grower. Great friend of mine. So y'all could go visit him over on IG, 813 Genetics. I don't know why the link hasn't been working for him.
What link?
I've been sending him the link to the Zoom to come in every now and then, and it's like he's not getting a link. I don't know what's up. It's the same way when we tried to send Low-Key Grow the link and you winded up having to do it.
I
gotta figure that out. Gorilla Glue eats more nutrients than cookies? Fuck no. Gorilla Glue is stupid easy to grow. Cookies eat more nutrients than any strain I've ever grown in my life. The form cut, the thin mint, they eat more mag and more nutrients than anything I've ever grown in my life. And I know, because I grow it every round, because I love smoking cookies. So there's at least one plant of cookies in my room every single round, because that's what I choose to smoke. And trust me, it eats way more than Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue don't eat shit compared to cookies. People don't grow cookies right now. The reason you can't find cookies too often is because it's not easy to grow and it doesn't yield shit if you can't grow it right.
Yeah, it's way more shit that tastes good too.
Yes.
It's like, that's cookies not the end all be all. Like, that's not everything no more, man. That shit is old, really.
Now, for me, it is. Yeah, you're not gonna, if it ain't cookies or OG, I'm not even wasting my time with it. Unless Frosty grew it. If Frosty grew it, then I'm smoking anything Frosty grew.
Yeah, see, that's funny though, because it's like I got these sour cuts, and my boy was like, they said that ain't it. He was like, that ain't it. But to me, my look, my smell, everything was there, but I ain't grew it. I'm gonna try to grow it. I'm gonna give it a try.
I want you to grow it.
And then see what he say about it.
That's why I said that. I want you to grow it before you say it's not it. Because you might grow it and it might be completely different than when they grew it.
That's weird to me, man. It's like, what the fuck people be doing like that'll fuck it up? Like, I don't do shit. I just be growing.
Somebody now is still upset with me because the strain called Iron Lotus, they decided to send me a sample of it, and it was so unflushed that the blunt wouldn't even stay lit. And I rolled papers, like no fronto, no nothing, just regular papers. And I had to hold the lighter to it to even be able to get a pull off of it. And then it burns solid black ash. So I don't know how this strain actually is. I don't know how great it is. I don't know nothing because of the grower. Now, had somebody else grown this, it might have been some fire. But I'll never have no idea. I'll never have no idea because the person who grew it didn't bother to take flush into consideration. Like, I feel like they did like a 2-day flush if they flushed at all. Like, I don't think you need enough. I don't think you need a 3-week flush. I don't think you need one of those massive flushes where you gotta pretty much pump your whole fucking room out. Your trays is filled with water. You got to sub pump every. I don't think that's necessary. But I think you need some kind of at least a week and a half of just pure water. I do 2 weeks.
2 weeks in cocoa.
2 weeks in cocoa, just pure water.
And that says a lot.
That's
a hell of a flush.
In 1 gallon pots.
That's a hell of a flush.
In 1 gallon pots.
Pure water for me is 1 week. I might do the cereal milk. I might go like 10 days with that or 2 weeks. I don't know yet. We'll see how it is. But the
that's what I'm saying.
Like, off of that girl is crazy. And I just want that flush to be perfect. You know what I mean? I want that taste to be right there.
Exactly. And 10 days is a lot. That's why I say anywhere between 10 to 14 days, you're going to get a really decent flush. So if somebody is giving me something that's burning solid black ash, I take it they never flushed. They never flushed. And they were using something they shouldn't have been using on top of it.
That's what it was.
They're using some nutrients they should have never been using on top of it. Now, when I use Mills nutrients, it's called Mills. Yeah. Mills pays the bills or whatever.
How was Mills?
Oh, it was terrible. Oh my God.
Really?
When you reach into the res, it feels slimy on your hands.
There was so much hype around Mills and that shit died out so fucking fast.
Because you reach in and it's literally a slime coating on your hands after you done mixing it. And then when I smoked, this was outdoor. And this is rain flushing the plants out. This is only 7-gallon pots. And it still didn't burn clean. Outdoor. So no, Mills is a no bueno. Get Canna before you get Mills. See, Canna's a little difficult to get sometimes because if there's a dispensary in your area that sells Canna, no other dispensary within that area can sell Canna. So you got to find the one dispensary in your area that sells Canna, and they're literally the only place allowed to sell Canna. Because that's just how Canna works.
I don't like neither one of them companies. I never fucked with because I didn't like the politics they used. I just really didn't like that. Like if they had House and Garden, then they can't carry Canna. If they got Canna, then they can't carry House and Garden. I thought that was like some bitch ass shit. Like what y'all like? Y'all, that's pussy shit right there. I don't like that.
Yeah, they trying to lock somebody in.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't like shit like that.
Like the city next to me, they carry Mills, but in the city I'm in, they carry Canna. Now the city that carry Mills, they can't carry Canna. They can't get Canna cocoa. They can't get Canna nutrients. They can't get Canna nothing. So they got they got this like cocoa that got like cork in it, like the cork that they use for the wine bottles.
Yeah.
It got that inside of the cocoa. Now Canna cocoa is definitely better, but the person who gets the license for Canna, he can jack the prices up something serious because he knows within any of these areas, no one else can carry Canna. So if you're somebody who strictly uses Canna, you gotta go to him and you gotta pay those prices.
Yeah, that fucks up because people will switch their whole nutrient regimen because of
And I
that.
did. And I did.
That'll mess up their whole business, you know?
I went right to Amazon and decided to start fucking with Jackson, Floraflex and everything else because it's either you're gonna run
It's
advanced
available.
nutrients.
It's at the same price and it's available. It's no
No,
price
it's way
plan.
cheaper. It's way cheaper. It's way cheaper to run either Jax or Floraflex than it is to run Canna because you're paying for water at the end of the day. Anytime somebody is taking what they're doing pretty much is taking Floraflex, putting it in water, and then selling it to you in a pretty bottle. All these companies are probably getting the raw salts from the same place. And then they're just mixing it with water and selling it to you. When you could get the raw salt yourself, mix them yourself, and add it to the like everyone gets scared of the numbers. That's really what it was. When I started using raw nutrients, I seen that the raw phosphorus was like a 0.510. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm probably gonna burn the hell out of my plants with this. But it says 1/8 of a teaspoon per gallon. So use 1/8 of a teaspoon per gallon.
Yeah.
Do you know how long it lasts you when somebody tells you to use 1/8 of a teaspoon per gallon? All you got to get is a teaspooner that is 1/8 of a teaspoon.
That's crazy.
Per gallon. So just the same way you would weigh eighths out, if you got a 30-gallon res, just factor that in, 30/8. How much is 30/8? Boom, weigh that out and you're good to go. But raw nutrients is the way to go if you ask me.
When measurements deter people from doing it though. A lot of people don't know how to measure shit. Like it's crazy how you could tell somebody something and they be like, what that mean? What that mean if it's like if I tell you it's 2 ounces a gallon, put 2 ounces of this a gallon. Oh, what if I'm using 2 gallons? I'm like, bro, stop playing with me.
Stop
you know
playing
what I mean?
with me.
Like what the
Frosty,
fuck, bro?
Well, real quick.
Yeah.
Is it also difficult for you to give somebody advice when they're growing on such a small level that it's almost hard for you to factor in what they got going on because it just doesn't register to you because you've never grown on such a small level? Like if somebody is got a tent that's like a 2x4.
That's what I'm saying. I grow in tents periodically just to kind of relate to people on growing in tents. And to me, a tent is like hella easy. This shit is simple as fuck. Like you ain't doing.
It's way easier.
Like, what problems do you got in this little?
I've got my best results out of a tent.
Yeah.
Great quality, amazing yields, right out of a 4x4 or 4x8 tent. No problem. Minus the light leaks and all the other shit that might come along with it. It's super easy to, you know what? The only hard part of a tent is cooling it.
But you just open the fucking
open the tent. Open the fucking tent.
That's it.
Open the tent. That's it.
The only thing I don't like about the tent is the hella light leaks, man. Like the run I just did, a few people said I had like some seeds. They found a couple seeds in like different different strains. And I'm like, okay, that's due to light leaks. I ain't worried about too much about that. But yeah, like I don't want that shit. And it's like a tent, you get light leaks, man.
Definite.
It's just easy to have a dedicated room if you had the space, but I'd be trying to like understand what people going through with a tent. So I can understand if they have something going on because it's like a tent is like inside of another room that if that room is going to be controlled, then you might as well just control that whole room instead of playing with the tent inside the room, or else you're going to run into problems sometime, or, you know, you never know. You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly. Somebody said is Floraflex a step up from Jax? But before you answer that, someone said I get 800 gallons from 8 ounces of raw silica. Now you guys are out here buying Power SI, and I don't have no problem with Power SI. It might work, but it's a silicate. It's just a silica. So if you're gonna use a silica, go to raw NPK nutrients, and you could get 8 ounces of silica, and it makes you 800 gallons of nutrients. If you're in a tent or 4x4 or 4x8, do you know how long it will take you to go through 800 gallons of nutrients? So you could get the same results from using raw silica that you could from using Power SI. Same thing. Only difference is,
I think if you're growing cannabis and everything's okay, then you should just leave your shit alone.
Let it go, because I don't use any of that.
Leave it alone. Don't even worry about what's new or what's happening. Just
No.
keep growing that same shit like that, and just keep doing it because I don't know, man. It's like I hear Loki say he never used Power Side again.
Never.
My other boy Jay, he said he just started trying to use it, and he see a big difference. The health is up, everything hella happy. He said it's great. He love it. You
This
know what I mean?
round
So
just might be better though.
I hear mixed reviews on all these things. So it's like, if you find something that's working for you, like silica, I don't use no silica.
None.
I don't use silica, period. I don't use CalMag, period. I don't use I don't use all this shit. I use the regular
kelp.
salt.
I don't use kelp.
3 products. That's it.
I don't use nothing. I use the V1, the V2, and during flower, I'm either using raw phosphorus or raw potassium. That's it. 4 nutrients. That's all I'm using. Oh, and Epsom salt, if you want to count that.
Yeah, I use Epsom salt with everything.
Everything, exactly. So I don't really count Epsom salt.
And a 2-part, and that's it. That's it, and that's all.
So during veg, it's just V1, V2, Epsom salt. And flour, it's V1, V2, Epsom salt, and either raw phosphorus or raw potassium. I'm not using no sweeteners. I'm not using no silicates. I'm not using no kelp. I'm not using no microbes. I'm not using none of that shit. None of it. And I still get great results. Matter of fact, my yield hasn't changed.
You're giving people the sauces means more money you got to put in for the sauce. Got to tell day ones only. Ain't no sauce. It ain't no secret to this shit, though. It's like, you use this product, you use this nutrient line. Okay, I use this nutrient line. What about it?
They all the same. Okay. They all the same. It's NPK. Cannabis has been here since before humans. I don't get why humans think that we mastered something that's been here longer than us. We still finding out new things about cannabis every day.
Whenever I think somebody else grows better than me and I see they weed, then I always remember weed is a strain-dependent genetic thing.
Because
the shorty year I just grew, that's fucking with anything that I ever seen that I thought was great. That's on that level. So it's like, I don't know. It's just the strains, man. Some strains don't look like other strains. Some strains ain't gonna get as frosty as other strains. That's just part of the game. Don't compare this total different weed to somebody else total different weed. Like, don't do that.
I'm smoking shorty air right now. Like literally as we speak, that's what I'm smoking.
And that one was the one that most people said they liked the most.
Oh my! You know what it is? It's different. It's very like there's not another strain I can really compare it to. It's its own strain, and that's what I like about new strains when they're completely different. That's why I love Polly Shore so much, because I never smoked another strain that was like it. Never. Yeah. Licorice terps with some grapefruit on the back end with a little bit of mint. I know hearing it sounds funny, but when you smoke it, it's like, yo, this is something on a whole nother level right here.
Yeah, that's why I want to keep on working with that. I ain't even gonna work with it. I just want to cut the shit out that motherfucker. I can take I think I got about 30 clones off of mom real quick. I probably just take 32 of those and then some ice cream cake times the Sherb ones and do 32 of those. Because my clone site is 64, so I got to split it up. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, man, I'm gonna try to run that all year next year, man. Running my own shit.
That I want to run nothing but your shit.
Man, it's gonna get to the point.
I know my new facility. I definitely want to load it up for sure.
Hell yeah. I'll send you a cut of the shorty air though. I'm gonna send that to you.
That shit is so my wife was smoking it and she was like, yo, what is this again? I'm like, yeah, that's that frosty right there.
It's hella funny, right? Because I got a Tollier. Like, I really like the smell of the Tollier, so I keep it on my this sound weird probably. I keep it on my island, right? Mm-hmm. And when my son be tripping, he start crying, I'd be like, huh, come here. And I let him smell it, and he just say, huh, and just go walk around and just go on about his business. He'd stop crying, he just
He just do his little, because he only one, so he ain't talking like that. He just say, and then just go, and then just go
hit you, he hit you with the Rick Ross. Oh, yeah.
That shit hella funny, man.
Yo, I'm telling, I
funny.
can't wait until they do a little bit more research on cannabis, because all of the Ritalin, all of the different
it's the terpenes,
chemicals,
bro. That shit ain't getting them high. It's the terpenes. Like, he'll stick his nose in there because it's just in a little H bag. He'll put his nose there, and he'll really inhale, like, to take a deep breath and be like, and then be happy and just go ahead and do his thing. I'd be like, man.
Now, there was a Canadian grower, I forgot his name, Brown Dirt Warrior. And he had a girl who had, I believe, I don't want to say it was Down syndrome. It was something similar. She can't really walk. She can't do much of nothing. He brought her into he got a video of this, Brown Dirt Warrior. He got a video of this, and he brings her into the grow room where her medicine comes from, because she takes like RSO and shit. So he brings her into the greenhouse where her cannabis grows, and he lets her smell the plant that he extracts from. She tries to start walking right then and there.
Man, the shit is a miracle, bro.
She's in a wheelchair. She can't walk. But the second that she smelled where her medicine came from, you can see her leg. Brown Dirt Warrior. You guys can go see it. He's a Canadian grower. You can see her try to. On YouTube. Yes, you can see her try to start walking the second that she smells the cannabis that her medicine is extracted from. Now, she has no idea what medicine she's taking. She has no idea where it comes from. But the second she smelt the plant, she knew right then and there, oh, this is life right here. This is what makes me feel better. And she tries to start walking right then and there.
It's amazing, bro. It's amazing. And I didn't say my part, like, when he smell it, I smell it too. I be smelling it. It's just like, it's like a mood booster. I don't know what it is, man. If I could take the smell of that and just have like an air freshener, I would totally do it, because it's like an instant mood boost. You smell, you like, that's nice. It's just so pleasant, man.
Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna do you one better. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all see it right now, so y'all don't think I'm just on here capping. Hold on, because I already got it pulled up. Boom. Boom. Hold on 1 second. Is that one? Yup. Boom. You can see it, Frosty?
Oh, yeah?
More about terpenes, more about cannabinoids, and more about the plant. Having that opportunity to be able to go to something like this was a fabulous thing for us.
You could just see how happy she is.
Man, you see her legs straightened up?
Yep.
And then to see where Kyla responded. Look at that calm. She was so calm.
Greenhouse.
Yep.
The greenhouse terps are crazy.
Yep.
You know, terror.
I don't want to show the rest of that because it gets. I hate seeing kids like that, but yeah, you guys get the picture. You can see.
I'm about to go watch that. I'm about to go watch that when I go back in the house.
Yes, and it's real. It's real. It's real. You guys got to go and see that for yourselves. How do I get back to Zoom from here? Oh, stop sharing.
Hey, let me ask you a question. I was talking to my wife and I asked her, I was like, since the results came back that the shorter year wins, should I get rid of the taller year then and just focus on shorter year? And she said no. What do you think?
Nah, I'd keep both of them because they're different.
They're both different.
They're completely different. They're completely different.
Yeah, I'm gonna take those. Then I'm gonna take two trays of those.
Yeah, they're completely different. But I got to get ready to go anyway because I got some stuff I got to do.
Me too. We've been on for how long?
Hell yeah. Is there any last words you want to get in?
To the person I owe and to you about the shipping, that's going out tomorrow. I kept forgetting, man. I kept forgetting to ship it out. So I'll ship that out tomorrow to see.
Man, life get busy.
And next week we should have a little surprise. Next week should have a little surprise.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's it, man. Let me get my ass in there and go smell this Tolier and give him a shot of it before he go to sleep.
Oh yeah. So y'all know the routine. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure that you subscribe, share the video over to Instagram, get your friends involved in these conversations because we're going to keep them going. Make sure that you are here next week. We got some big announcements coming. We got some major moves coming. I got some new updates coming this week on my YouTube channel. Make sure that y'all go ahead and subscribe to Frosty McNasty. Go ahead and get him on Instagram, Frosty McNasty, Beast Coast Grower 420 on Instagram, 813 Genetics over on Instagram. Make sure that y'all go ahead and follow, like, subscribe, comment. You already know.